that.
Good morning, stream. Awake from your dreams. How are you doing, friends? It's Thursday morning here. We're going live for some rocket themed commentary for at least the first bit of the stream while we wait to see how things go with the starship. You know, YouTube link. Featuring at Redacted Hills. That's me.
You know each other, it says so right there.
You've known me since 1989, but I wasn't fully conscious of you. And I
Most
don't really
people
have
aren't.
any memories back then.
Yeah, most people are like, you were always kind of around, huh? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Joe was always around, 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 around. Until he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He left to go away for something called college, and I never saw him again, and I guess that's just how life is. I don't know where my brother is now.
Buried in a pyramid.
Buried in a pyramid scheme. That's something I would have fallen into as a teen before I knew any better and had a fully developed brain. We're flying towards a pinball machine. My mic is sinking.
Oh no! Oh, you know what? I don't think I taped that very well. Yeah, apparently that was not tight. Sorry about that. Yeah, because that was the clamp was like just coming off the table.
The clamp was coming off the table and falling towards me, and I just had my life saved by my own brother.
My oh my.
What a strange way to start my day, with a potentially fatal incident. Good morning, streaming audience.
Jockey's name says, hello, Joe, and 1971, Neil Young. I can see how you might make that mistake, but I actually have Quinn Redacted Hills here in the studio with me today. We are starting a little bit early, because I don't know if you know this, but there's a rocket that is currently on the pad way down there in Florida. We are kind of watching that live. We got a little bit of a space theme for you today inside of our space theme pinball machine.
Space theme.
We're going to be doing, instead of doing just a target reward song if we hit 360, which we plausibly might not hit because everybody just spent all their money on a children's card game.
On paying their taxes.
Or on paying their taxes. We're going to go ahead and we're going to have a goal of $180 to have Quinn sing. What was it, Quinn?
Rocket Man by Elton John.
Rocket Man. If we hit 360 and the Beetlejuice emerges, then the Beetlejuice will follow that up with Space Oddity by David Bowie.
We'll both sing on that one.
We'll both sing on that one because there's like Ground Control and there's Major Tom. So if you're ever like, why isn't the Beetlejuice Major Tom in Ground Control to Major Tom? Now's your chance.
It's about to be.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
Well,
If we hit that
if
goal.
you make it happen.
Yeah. Speaking
It's
of
not
making
in my hands.
Speaking of making things happen, they've got the Starship flight test at T minus 4 minutes and 43 seconds now. They're doing shots from inside SpaceX headquarters, it looks like. And that might be one of the manufacturing wings, actually, now that I'm looking at.
Looks like they were getting hype.
They are getting hype. Everybody wants to see how this goes. Because, I mean, it's one of those things, like, everybody's going to be so distracted with, you know, this big test going on. You don't want them on the floor working the machines, because people get hurt when they're distracted like this.
No.
You know? It's like, do we really want to be manufacturing something when... The other thing is, too, if something goes wrong with this test flight, maybe they need to change something about their manufacturing process anyway.
Right.
And so you might as well not be in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Like, let's just shut it all down, have everybody go out in the lobby and cheer for the video.
Put your pencils down.
Pencils down, everybody. Impulse SV, join the game. Welcome to the game.
Welcome to the game, Impulse SV.
Thanks for joining.
Should I pull up the Discord chat on my laptop to monitor that?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Because I've kind of got it awkwardly over here. Can you see it over here? Probably not.
Not at all.
Not at all. And you probably, yeah. Right now, I don't know how much folks are actually talking yet.
Sure.
So
We are still
we're still
pre
because
the expected
we
time.
started earlier than usual because we have we wanted to have this
we wanna
rocket.
watch his launch.
Yeah. It's always fun. So one thing people might not realize is that the Hermits actually watch a lot of this stuff together behind the scenes. Because a lot of times NASA will be like doing stuff right around when the Hermits have their weekly meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes we'll like say, okay, we're going to take a 30-minute recess. So some of us can watch the space stuff and the rest of us can go get coffee or tea or whatever.
Right. That's fair.
It's a fun little thing. This is obviously much earlier in the day than our normal meeting time, so. Because the Californians wouldn't be awake yet.
Oh, way too early.
California, rest in peace. And then don't wake up this early. It's not like you've got kids to get to school. Californians, you fools, fools. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to think which state has the most hermits in it. Tennessee has 2, and I think Arizona has 2.
Wow.
I'm not sure if Scar is still in California. He's in the Pacific Northwest, but he's a little vague about it.
Any Canadian hermits?
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. We've got Vintage Beef.
Okay.
We've got Gemini Tay.
Any in overlapping provinces?
And we've got Etho. Two of the 3 are... Actually, maybe 3 of the 3 are kind of cagey about which province they live in. So, I don't know.
We don't know.
Gemini Tay,
Will not
morning, Gem.
disclose.
I know there's at least one... There's at least one Floridian hermit at this point.
Oh, wow.
But, like, the biggest cluster is probably just around London. Uh-oh.
London. Oi, you lot.
I'm Roy Kent. I'm upset about play. I'm Roy Kent. I play a children's game for a living, and I'm angry about it all the time. I can't do that voice very long.
I play a children's game.
I play a children's game for a living, and I'm always angry.
I don't feel I'm worthy of anyone's love or attention.
I really suspect... You know, I've been thinking a lot about the latest season of Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, this rocket is 38 seconds from launching, so maybe let's...
All right, we'll look at the...
Starship flight test.
Look at the rocket.
Okay. So, T minus... Uh-oh.
What?
The flight director has called a hold.
Oh!
They just pushed it back to 40 seconds.
Okay. Gives us a little time.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder what we're holding for.
They could go... They rolled back to an earlier point in the countdown.
Let's
let's listen.
Gets you more information.
Okay, so yeah, we've got the rocket with the subtitles. So
Yes, automated subtitles.
So I was gonna say, I think that when the writers were envisioning the show, they thought like, okay, so one thing that would be interesting would be to explore different kinds of. So we've got the divorce thing where we've got Ted and Rebecca in contrast to each other with how they're handling a similar situation, right?
Right.
They're both getting divorced, and so. Then I think the writers were like, okay, so maybe we have Keeley date somebody different every year. So we can kind of look at different dating scenarios and different types of relationships through that lens.
Sure.
And I think that makes sense from a structural standpoint. But, like, I feel like they accidentally wrote Roy and Keeley better or happier than they meant to. Because it really felt kind of forced breaking them up.
Yeah, it felt unexpected. It felt like they didn't know where to go after the last season, and so when they were breaking stories for this season, they were like, how about we just, break them up for this reason and see what happens.
Well, the thing is, they broke them up at the end of the last season.
Oh, you're right.
So that's why I was thinking, like, they probably intended for Keeley to have a different partner every season, but then they ended up, because the last relationship actually made so much sense, and it was so bizarre to break it up, they spent a ton of the first half of this season just trying to justify it.
Right.
And then
there could be other, conflicts that arise within a relationship.
Yeah,
that could be interesting to explore.
Yeah, because, I think the new relationship is interesting, but I think that they just...
Well, yeah, I really like that actress.
She's in For All Mankind, and she's fantastic. But,
she's Abby Jacobson's partner.
What's Abby Jacobson?
Broad City.
Ah, okay.
The new A League of Their Own TV show.
Okay, so this is the name of a person, not well, because it's like, well, some people are like, oh, I got a partnership with Abby Jacobson shares or whatever. Like, in theory, there is somebody named Abby Jacobson.
Relationship partner.
But, I don't think there's some one guy named Herman Miller. I think it's
I think there was at a time.
No. It's like it was like John Herman and James Miller.
Oh, I
see. You see what I'm saying? So for all I know, Abby Jacobson is like a share company that's like two people's names or something.
Right.
It's like, oh man, I got this Herman Miller partnership. Now I'm really set.
What's the firm on Mad Men? What's the primary
Wolfram and Hart.
Yeah, Wolfram and Hart. Yeah, attorneys at law.
Yeah.
There's some kind of wolf-related lawyer building around Nashville I've seen that always just makes me think of.
It says wolf law.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
It's like, what are you talking about? Wolves don't have flaws. Okay.
So where's the count? They've just gotten rid of
they
count at all.
I think they said they're rolling it back to a minute. Well, this is a test flight, and so, they really don't want it to blow up if they can avoid it. Yeah, we're still watching the Starship, too. Yeah, we're watching the launch. The team is resolving one issue at the 42nd mark, they're saying.
And we're watching the launch. What are you doing, Joe, inside of your pinball machine?
Currently, I am finishing up the walls. So there's all sorts of places along the walls where there's little flaws. Like that. And we can just boop, boop. And this wall here is the last real thing that I need to boop. Badger Spanner says, presumably quoting the guy who plays...
Brett Goldstein?
Yeah, Brett Goldstein. The guy who plays Brett Goldstein said, I started being a writer for the show and suddenly realized I might be writing my own character, so I should probably play him. And the showrunners were like, he'll do. Directed by Dick Wolf. Dun, dun, dun!
Dun, dun.
See, I haven't actually watched Law and Order. I haven't actually watched Law and Order, but I do know they did that on Community. They had a dun dun noise. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, the count is back. 7, 6.
Wait. They're just wait. Yeah,
3,
did they go
2,
to 40?
1.
Whoa, there's some fire. We are seeing flame. The Starship is at T+3. That engine is firing. We have liftoff.
Have liftoff of huge,
Is it
huge clouds of smoke.
Is it gonna? It cleared the tower. That's a huge start.
Okay. Still seems to be in the proper trajectory. What? Okay.
Okay.
It lagged for a second, so I was like, that's bad.
Yeah. It seems like it's going. Probably because of how they're trying to. I think they said they're not going to be able to recover the earlier stages on this one.
Yeah.
This round, they're not testing the recovery elements.
Is this personed or unpersoned?
No, this is an unmanned test. This is like a proof of concept of the largest rocket basically ever in terms of payload. I forget what the exact tonnage is.
Like ever, or just by SpaceX?
Like by anyone. This thing can.
Oh, okay, this is bigger than Saturn V, eh?
Yeah. But like the payload weight on this is planned payload capacity of 150 tons to low Earth orbit, but possibly reconfigurable in the future to 250 tons.
That's a ton of tons.
So a Saturn V payload could carry at most 118 tons to low Earth orbit, or 48 tons to translunar injection. So yeah, this thing can lift more than a Saturn V.
It can lift more than a Saturn V.
Woo!
It can lift our spirits through the skies. Still flying. No explosions other than the ones they planned for.
Okay, it looks like they're getting ready for stage separation. Okay. You'll notice that when this thing launched, it went closer to straight up than a usual rocket flight because they're trying to basically, yeah, they're flipping it now.
Flipper state separation.
They're not trying to go, all the way for like a full orbit here. They're basically launching it up, practicing the stage separation.
Hey, whatever happened to Flipper the dolphin?
He was faster than Ivy, I think. So, what happens to anybody who crosses Poison Ivy?
Well, they either die or start dating her.
Yeah. Okay, so the commentators in the subtitles keep saying we are awaiting stage separation. I don't know if that's because they don't have anything else to say or if something went wrong and it's been delayed.
We've been waiting and waiting for a very long time. Yes, we have.
They said we should have had separation by now. This does not appear to be a nominal situation.
Badger Spanner says separation fail.
Yeah. Okay, it's spinning. So that's... Okay, boom. That is it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if that was an intentional explosion to stop, because a smaller debris will burn up at this point. But, yeah, that was... Whew.
I'm glad there are no people in there. Call Sarah. Who's Sarah?
Presumably somebody... Okay, so the people at SpaceX are still cheering because the thing did take off.
Okay.
They've never even taken this thing off before.
Yeah, this is the largest rocket to ever launch.
It cleared the pad. I mean, if you remember, like,
Oh yeah, and this is an iterative process.
Yeah. So, yeah. GT Bucket says, better luck next time. High probability that final explosion was intentional. Hopefully we got a lot of data.
CEO of Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. The mission was the launch and the flip, says Badger, so it's fine.
I saw a launch and I saw a flip, so
Yeah.
successful.
Hey, we got our first tip also from Mini Cheese Mouse for 5, who says, "Zoomy thing go whoosh," hopefully. So we're gonna rotate our camera 5 degrees.
Everything goes. Thank you.
Thanks,
Mr. Moose.
Mini Cheese Mouse.
Mini Cheese Moose.
Mouse.
Mouse.
Mini Cheese Mouse actually came to Nashville to hang out, so I know how to pronounce it.
Thank you, Mini Cheese Mouse.
Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat.
And I get 50% of the tips. Thank you.
That's right, we are splitting the tips 50-50 today, so if you enjoy Quinn coming into the studio, feel free to toss some our way.
Hey, there's an NJ Coffee Junkie in the Discord chat saying, "Morning, Joe and Quinn. Hiya, peeps."
Hiya, NJ Coffee Junkie. How are you today? I hope you're having a fantastic morning. I don't know why. This is like kind of a Muppety voice today.
Kind of Muppety, but also welcome back to Rock Talk.
What's
We
rock?
talk about rockets. You call into the show with an issue you got with your rocket.
Yeah, you know what? We could take some callers. Let's go take some callers. We're gonna go in here to open hangout, and we'll see if anybody has any talking about some rockets. Let's see. Anybody want to call in with a rocket talking? We'll see. Everybody's gonna be terrified, apparently.
Do you remember the 59 rocket? The carburetor on that thing.
Carburetor? We got some blocks at least.
We got some blocks at least, and who could ask for more? It's a feast of blocks and other things like all the supplies that Joe possesses. Cobblestone, wings and bones of his enemies.
So I will say, you know, there's sometimes I've had bosses ask me to like maybe automate things, like, because part of what I would do is I wasn't just building public facing websites, I would also build like web based internal tooling for companies sometimes.
Yeah.
And there was an expression that I kept having to go back to where it's like, you know, they say to err is human, but if you want to screw up 10,000 things a second, you really want to use a computer.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes they'd be like, what if we had this do something odd, especially with automated emails? It's like, hey, what if when this happened, it emailed everybody who might have an interest in it? It's like, ooh. Okay, well, there's ways that this can spiral out of control way more quickly than you might think. Or
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. And but yeah, I was thinking about, like, you know, after watching that thing take off, it's like, okay, it's great that we know it's taking off. But in terms of if you're paying to get something into space,
Right.
you know, I love the idea, you know, to err is human, but if you want to blow up 250 tons of scientific payload at once, use a rocket.
Yeah. Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
What is that? Was that an ad on this?
No, it's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Because when the guy drops the pizza in the sewer. That's right. Thank you very much to Helena for our second tip of the stream. Tip in 20, bringing us up to 25. Badger Spanner says, "Are you meant to be in a voice channel, Joe?" Yeah, I said, "Hey, let's take some calls."
Thank you, Helena.
And then I said, "I think everybody's gonna be too afraid to actually call in."
And nobody had any issues with their rocket.
Yeah, let's see if you know, if anybody from SpaceX wants to jump into the voice channel and tell us what they think happened there. You know,
Sure.
we're taking callers now in the
Or
open.
if you work at NASA and you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You have
Anybody?
a perspective.
If you have a perspective on this,
Most people have a perspective.
I mostly was hoping that NJ would pop in so I could use the Muppet voice, but you know.
NJ says, "I'm down."
Yeah. Okay. Well, where are you, NJ? Where are you?
Where are you, NJ? I would assume in NJ, but who knows where you are right now? Who can say?
No worries, Mahis.
No worries, Mahis.
Yes, please turn down your radio if you're calling in.
Turn down your radio and put in some headphones. That might help it.
So what is all this
Why
night
is it
footage?
dark there?
Yeah, why are they
It's just
showing?
live?
Is this? Well, I saw somebody with a Russian flag on. Is this like from Moscow? Oh, also, while we're talking about space stuff,
I don't think it would. Is it night in Moscow already?
no, it wouldn't
No,
be.
it'd be afternoon.
It says transport to pad. Maybe they're showing footage of like moving the equipment earlier. I don't know.
Maybe this is outside of the town of Parks.
Yeah, in Australia, mate.
Yeah, that's how we got the pictures.
Cox, Australia. Yeah, there's some sort of joke to. Hey, XP corrected. How do you XP? Did you see that NASA had a satellite that like earlier this week? They're like, it's gonna come down sometime on April 19th, somewhere in the northern hemisphere. And don't worry, it's gonna.
Yeah, it could be on anyone's home.
It's 600 pounds, but don't worry, it's gonna burn up in flight. It'll just be a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, it'll just be like 100 pounds while it's barreling towards the ground.
And it'll be plus or minus 16 hours from around 8:30 U.S. Eastern time.
Yeah.
With 16 hours plus or minus, right? So anyway, do you know what they actually hit with it? I mean, it exploded over it, but do you know where it actually landed? Or didn't land, but burnt up?
The Statue of Liberty.
No. Kiev.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds a little targeted.
Yeah, they're just like, what fresh hell is this? Like, that's a different thing. But, like, yeah, it set off all their anti-aircraft alarms, or not and their anti-missile stuff. And
right. Whatever their equivalent to the Star Wars program is.
Yeah, so it's just like, don't worry, guys, it was just NASA. It's like, come on. Maybe point that somewhere else, please.
Chloe the Great and Powerful volunteers to be a caller if there are no other callers calling in.
As I'm willing to give you my expert opinion as a receptionist who accidentally watched the launch when I turned on the news this morning. Sure, Chloe.
That's a good perspective to have.
Yeah. Hop on in. We're gonna try this. It's probably gonna be pretty limited. We're not gonna keep the individual callers on too long.
No, we're gonna be a little Muppety.
Yeah. I don't know. Chloe the Great and Powerful, you're on the air.
Chloe!
How you doing this morning, Chloe? You might need to push to talk there, Chloe, and also unmute. It's a feature of the Discord that you gotta talk with the button that lets you talk. And then Jay says, it turns out I have some stuff that needs doing before I can hop on. Oh, I see how it is, NJ. I see how it is.
Ah, you got stuff.
Got stuff to do. I get it. Sometimes
we all have stuff.
Stuff happens. That's a thing,
That is the expression, isn't it?
Okay, so we got these blocks.
Still no word from Chloe the Great and Powerful. Maybe if you step out from behind the curtain, we'd be able to hear you better.
Yeah. We can't hear you behind the green curtain there, Chloe. I will say, The Great and the Powerful is the best subtitle for a film named Oz I've ever seen. I saw that film, I think it was even directed by the Sam Raimi guy or something. Called Oz
Oh,
the Great.
the Spider-Man guy.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that him who directed Oz the Great and the Powerful?
Yeah, I think
I never actually saw it, but I love the subtitle. It was directed.
him.
It was Sam Raimi.
It was Samuel Raimi.
It was based on L. Frank Baum's early 20th century novels.
You know that Raimi, he's a wise guy. He's always putting his brother into stuff.
Yeah, and apparently it starred James Franco, and wait, Zach Braff is in this. Well, I didn't know Zach Braff was going to be in it.
Zachary Braff, the scrub guy.
Yeah, he was from both Scrubs. Plural. Anyway, hey, Chloe the Great and Powerful, you're on the air.
I have figured it out.
Fantastic. So, Chloe, how you doing? What did you think about that rocket?
Exploded.
It did explode. That was a factual, visual element of the proceedings, yes. How did it make you feel?
I was really confused because everybody was cheering, even though it exploded.
Yeah, well, this was one of those, what goes up must come down type of things. And, but the thing is, what sits on a rocket pad doesn't necessarily must go up, And so they were testing that, like, does it go up at all thing? Does it just kind of lean slightly to the side and fall over? We don't know.
Yeah, that's happened to me plenty.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going to get out of this chair. And then I was like, oh, immediately regretting that decision. The chair would have been a much safer place to stay. So, sometimes a rocket doesn't actually leave the pad. So, they actually tried to launch this thing oilier this week, and it didn't leave the pad. So this is a huge upgrade.
Oilier? They had an oil leak?
Oh, no, they did have some sort of problem with, like, the liquid hydrogen. That's a ongoing thing with rockets. They're always liquid hydrogen and up stuff.
They should towel those down. It's too much liquid.
Yeah. I don't understand why they don't use solid hydrogen. Like, I mean, it feels like it would be, a little bit denser.
Yeah,
and
a little cube of hydrogen.
Yeah,
I keep with that in my basement. I got a whole block of hydrogen.
Yeah, and you see that a lot too. They're always like using liquid nitrogen to cool things.
Chloe, you got any hydrogen?
I mean, yeah, technically.
Okay, see, technically having things is the best way to have them because you're not on the hook for as many of the storage costs as if you blatantly have them,
Exactly. Less accountability.
Less accountability. That's the way to go. You don't want when somebody's like, hey, is that your hydrogen? You want some plausible deniability there. Right. But you also do occasionally need the hydrogen, so having it nearby is really super helpful. So anyway, what I was thinking is, why don't they put the hydrogen in the ice cube trays? And then use the ice cube trays, so that way you can load it in easier. Because, having to pump it in liquid form, clearly a problem.
That's kind of like the coal on a train, right?
Yeah. Just have a guy shovel in cubes of just
cubes of hydrogen.
Yeah, chunks. I guess honestly,
chunks.
you don't need them in proper shapes. Like they don't take the coal on the trains that they shovel in.
I like those little round cubes that have a hole in the middle. You know what I mean?
Round cubes that have a hole in the middle.
Those ice cubes.
Oh yeah, with the old style automated ice.
They could be a hydrogen cube with a hole in the middle.
Yeah, well, and that increases the surface area, so it'll burn faster. But if you think about it, with the trains, when they load the coal into the trains, they just need chunks of coal. They don't need them to be a particular shape. That's fine because anything that is of a certain a surface to volume ratio will burn with a consistent consistency. So obviously,
pretty consistent.
Yeah, you get the chunks about roughly the same shape of your hydrogen, and you have a guy with a shovel, and then boom. Now you got your rocket loaded. You don't have to deal with all this liquid fuel pumping.
Can this hypothetical guy be wearing one of those hats, like the guys on the coal trains?
Yeah, I would imagine that he would have to have some sort of hat, but also maybe some gloves, because I think it gets cold when you're dealing with chunks of hydrogen.
Yes.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I get the impression that it's pretty cold once you get to solid hydrogen.
Might have to have some hot hands in them gloves.
Yeah, let me Google real quick. We're gonna check this. Freezing point of hydrogen. Just negative 434.5 Fahrenheit.
That's a little nippy.
So it's about 33 kelvins. So it's not too close to absolute zero. It's 33 more.
I think I've only met 32 kelvins.
There's a Kelvin timeline in those Star Trek films. Bringing it back around to the space thing.
There is.
There is a Kelvin. I don't know, but
Kirk's father
on the Kelvin dies. I like how
that ship also exploded.
That ship
that ship did explode,
but
didn't it?
There wasn't as much clapping. Because like
No, not it's. Well, I was, but
at the same time though, it's one of those things where they were like, you know what? What if we made Cook more like the Batman and had his dad die? I think they did that with the Iron Man film too. They're
they
like,
did that. Let's have the dad die.
they're like, oh hey, what if
It's
Tony?
a trope. It's
what
a
if,
trope. It's called dads and fridges.
What if Dad? Yeah, what if what was Daddy Stark's name? Howard Stark. What if Howard Stark died and it made Tony sadder than usual? What if we made a whole thing about that? Now he's like the Batman.
Yeah, what if his dad has a mustache and then he has a mustache?
What?
To be like his dad.
That's a madness. You know what I don't like? I don't like that the Tony Stark, the character, he's always building these suits. But, like, they never show him, and he's just like, I made a big airplane.
Yeah.
Like, if he had real daddy issues, and Howard Stark is supposed to be like Howard Hughes, the way you express that is you show Tony building a really large airplane, and you have the plane, like, fly up to one of those helicarriers or whatever, and the plane is, like, 8 times as big, and they're like, Tony, you can't land that plane here, and he's like, that's fine, I got an Iron Man suit, I'll hop over, and then he flies over from this plane that's, like, way larger than a helicarrier. That's how you show...
I don't know, sounds dubious, sounds like a Rusty Venture.
It does sound a little bit like a Rusty Venture thing. Hey, speaking of Rusty Venture, did you know that they released the first footage from the new the what do you call it? Movie?
Chloe, are you still on?
Yeah,
the
we
line?
should probably let Chloe go. Unless Chloe, you a Venture Brothers fan?
I appreciate it, but I do have to go.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thanks for calling
Thanks
in.
for calling in.
Talk.
Have a great time. We're not gonna call this segment Rock Talk. We should call it Rocket Talk It or something.
Rocket Talk It.
Rocket Talk It. That sounds a bit British though. Rocket Talk It.
I've got a rocket in my pocket.
And the Jets are gonna have their day?
Yeah.
Over and over and over till we got it right. Hey, Werewolf Chaos! We are joined in studio today by Quinn Hills, the artist formerly known as Sean Hills.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed those early albums, then you're already familiar with this sibling.
Hello.
Microboard says this is certainly an energy to start the day with.
Oh, it's all kinds of energy.
All kinds of energy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we were on about the Venture Brothers.
Yeah, now we're just changing our voices a little bit.
Yeah, I really want to talk about
a little whiny.
I'm so excited about the Venture Brothers, though. I am seriously excited. It's a fantastic show.
They're making a movie.
Yeah, they're making a movie. Now, the Venture Brothers, this is a weird show, though, because, like...
Now, hold on a second. What's the difference between a movie and a show?
Well, so sometimes a show, like Chicago, is based on a city, and then, like, a bunch of murders happen, and then they sing.
What about the band Chicago? Any relation?
I did not know there was a band Chicago.
There's a band Chicago with an album Chicago, and they have a song called Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they like in the same like general like area as like Journey or Rush or where?
We're from the 70s.
Okay.
You weren't around for that.
I'm completely unfamiliar with Chicago as a band. I do know that there is a windy city named Chicago, which was also a great gag on the Ted Lasso thing last night.
It was.
Anyway, if you haven't caught up on Ted Lasso, you gotta do it. It's such a good show.
You gotta do it. Do it for Chicago.
But anyway, Venture
Do it for the dog.
The dog. Is that another nickname for Chicago?
No, but they got the Chicago dog.
They do.
Do it for the dog.
They also got that Wrigley Field if you want to chew in gum like this in a field, you know.
I have chewed gum in Wrigley Field.
I don't think I did. I know we were at Wrigley Field together though. But I don't think I bothered.
I don't think I've ever seen you chew gum.
What? I used to chew gum constantly.
At Wrigley Field?
But not at Wrigley Field. I didn't
This
think...
would have been like 2016. Were you chewing gum in 2016?
A lot, but I don't think
then you probably were chewing gum
I don't think I
Wrigley
brought
Field.
any to Wrigley Field. I feel like I had to, like... Gum is one of those things a lot of times I forget to take it, like, when I go fly, because I'm like, oh, is this going to get counted as a liquid or something?
Yeah, or a gas.
Yeah.
Or a cube of hydrogen.
Anyway, so... The Venture Brothers is a TV show that's like a kind of a pastiche of Johnny Quest and like other Hanna-Barbera properties from that era.
Yeah.
You know, the late 60s.
The Hanna-Barbarians, they made it.
Oh, man. You know, that would have been a real twist if in the film Barbarian, it ended up there was like Jabberjaw at the end. It's like, what's the Jabberjaw noise? I don't know if I can do it. What is the Jabberjaw noise?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm Okay, this is very dangerous for me to unmute YouTube while we've got a bunch of tabs of YouTube open.
Yeah.
But just as a quick reminder, before we get copyright struck for like playing the Jabberjaw sound.
Jabberjaw, isn't that dog?
No, Jabberjaw is the shark.
Oh, the shark, you're right.
Yeah, the shark, and like
I was thinking of that dog who's on the wacky races.
Muttley. The one that's like. No, I feel like Jabberjaw was like, ha! No, wait, that's not it. I can't do it. I feel like it was a weird cackle thing.
Yeah, what about Snagglepuss?
Oh, well, that's a cat, I think.
Is that part of the Hanna-Barbera experience?
Yeah, that's a Hanna-Barbarian. But yeah, no, like if at the end of the movie Barbarian, it was just Hanna-Barbarians the whole time.
That would have been great.
Okay, so I'm gonna Google Jabberjaw
Yoga Bear.
laugh, and you know what? Instead of looking for it on YouTube, I'm gonna type wave file.
Wave.
And I'm gonna see if I can find a wave file of Jabberjaw laughing.
Sound effects.
I'm thinking of a very specific laugh sound. Okay, I think realistically, I'm gonna have to just
Might have
find
to
this
be
out.
on YouTube.
I'm just gonna have to go to YouTube for this.
Do it.
So we're gonna unmute YouTube, unmute site. Okay, it doesn't sound like we got 8 tabs playing in the background, so that's good.
What a hat! What a hat!
Look at those eyebrows.
Yeah. Yeah, like you could totally have had the Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw. You could have had Jabberjaw.
You could have had Jabberjaw.
Your mouth could have been full of jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Try to do the laugh when your mouth is full of jawbreakers. I haven't had a jawbreaker since 93.
93. That feels like a while ago.
It does, doesn't it?
It's hard to say, because like
It does.
I mean, on the one hand, sometimes time flies, and we're very excited about the time flying, and we all clap. But then it flips and explodes, and we're like, oh,
Time flies. Should we remind the fine folks of our goals?
oh yeah, we got some goals.
We got some goals.
We got some goals. Like for what do you call them?
I'm not talking about ghouls.
No, not ghouls.
Or ghouls.
No specters.
No specters, no women. I'm not talking about ghouls.
No ghouls.
I'm a ghoul.
So we don't need to talk about him.
Exactly. I've already represented here.
Okay, so anyway, we were gonna have instead of doing just a $360 full flip goal,
Yeah, we're doing a half flip.
we're gonna do a half flip goal because you know, I know a lot of y'all I feel like when I need a different second person plural in this voice.
Use?
A lot of yous.
Yeah, use.
Yeah. A lot of used video game fans. The what do you call it?
Used video games or used video games?
You
I've used a video game. Have yous?
You know, I don't know that this counts as a Pittsburgh voice, but maybe, since a lot of Yin's video game fans bought a children's card game this week, I understand that cash flow might be a little bit constrained.
Cash flow might be a little low.
Yeah, so anyway, we don't want to push you too hard, but, I mean, Quinn did have to, schlep that guitar all the way over here, and so, you should totally, consider tipping, because half the tips go to Quinn directly.
Yeah, I also need to pay rent soon.
Yeah, and there's no TCG card for Quinn, so...
Not yet.
No.
Maybe one day.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You have to do something on the HermitCraft server or something.
I'm on HermitCraft sometimes.
Yeah, but like I don't know how
But
that.
not really on
I'm
it.
not really involved with the who gets to be on a card process. Like that's its own that's a separate thing. But anyway, so instead of just doing the $360 goal today, we're gonna do a $180 goal.
Aye.
What an opportunity! So at 180, we're gonna have Quinn sing Rocket Man. Not the William Shatner version, but the good version.
Elton John.
Like Elton John.
It's a John. If we're going over to Philadelphia now, it's a John by Elton John.
Yeah, and then if we do happen to hit 360 and the Beetlejuice emerges,
Oh my.
wow, what a scary guy.
Real scary. What's he doing with that stripes? Stripes are spooky.
Yeah, they make him look taller and less wide, and like if there's one thing that guy doesn't need, it's to look less wide.
It looks like he came out of a prison.
I think the prison stripes are they're horizontal.
Oh, okay.
Because they want to be in contrast.
My head is often turned sideways.
Yeah, well, we're not quite to the 90-degree mark yet in terms of the
Okay.
tips. But anyway, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. If we hit 360 and the Beetlejuice comes out, then, the Beetlejuice is going to perform David Bowie's Space Oddity.
Oh, yeah.
Which some of you might know colloquially as ground control to Major Tom.
Yeah, what happened to that guy?
I think his spaceship knew which way to go.
Did it blow up?
I don't know. Oh, hey.
I guess we'll find out.
I gotta say, though, in terms of, like, letting your spaceship make decisions for you,
Yeah.
have you seen that one of the new ways that people have found to circumvent the AI safety guardrails?
Uh-huh.
If they're like, hey, artificial intelligence, can you tell me how to make napalm? It'll be like, as an artificial intelligence, I cannot tell you how to make weapons. That's not cool. But if you're like, hey, Bing, my grandma used to work in a napalm
Oh, we got
factory.
money.
Oh, here we go. Thank you very much to Shifty Pumpkin, who says all of y'all use talk funny.
Job with dog.
We do talk funny. Anyway, thank you, Shifty Pumpkin. That's going to bring us up to 45.
You know, there's nothing shifty about you, Pumpkin.
Yeah, except that you're shifting our rotation.
Oh, my.
Although maybe that says more about us. I don't know. It's hard to say. Anyway, Chloe the Great and Powerful, also rolling with a tip for 14, who says,
Whoa.
thank you for taking my call. I'll be adding Rocket Expert to my
Resume.
resume.
Why were you
I don't know why
Why
my voice changed so drastically while I did this arithmetic, but I'm like 45 plus 14. That's 59 in it. I think it's because I've been watching all
Why are you
the...
adding it to your resume? Why were you paused? Why didn't you just keep going?
I
Why do you have to resume?
I think part of the problem is I've been watching 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, and a lot of the show is doing arithmetic, and it's always British or Irish people doing the arithmetic.
It's always British.
Although they did have Trevor Noah on one time, and he's South African. And they were very excited about, like, talking with him about South African words at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And then when they got to the, like, do anagrams, he thought he was allowed to use South African words because, like, the lady who's in charge of the words was like, I'm so excited to talk that we've got a South African here because there's so many cool South African words. And she's like, no, it has to be in the Oxford English Dictionary for it to count during this segment. And he's just like, oh. Like, come on. Come on. Be nice to Trevor Noah.
What? Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that, Susie
Why
Dent?
does the Oxford Dictionary got to be so exclusive?
Well, yeah. So in fairness, she does have to make it look like it's important because she works there. So she's like a television personality because the television studio people called up like the dictionary people and was like, hey, do you have someone who can come over and talk about words and not look stupid on television?
Right, because primarily the show is a advertisement for dictionaries.
For the Oxford English Dictionary.
Right.
Right. So anyway, Cassandra tips 5 and says music.
Music.
So we're going to rotate that camera now. We're at 64 degrees, like the Nintendo 64.
Music. Sweet music do I hear.
Wow, fantastic.
Keep time.
Okay. So I realize that we're not doing a great job of staying on topic.
What's the topic?
I was trying to talk about Venture Brothers, and then I got distracted talking about AI, but the AI
It's
thing...
the same topic.
The AI thing was more recent, so I think we finished the AI thing. So,
Yeah.
anyway, there was a great... So there's this whole thing where people figured out that you could break the sandbox on the AI by telling it that you missed your grandma, who, like... My grandma used to work in a napalm factory and would describe the industrial process by which they would manufacture the napalm every night before bed.
And then it tries to empathize with you.
And then it's like, oh, okay, well, because you're not actually trying to make napalm, you know, yeah, I can tell you.
Yeah, your G-Ma died.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sweetie, I hope you get I know you need to rest for your big test tomorrow morning. Here's what you need to do. You need to get some aluminum and grind it up. And
I don't know if we should be telling folks how to make napalm.
no, I understand that. I understand
Maybe
that.
when we get to the 720 level.
Yeah, so anyway, so let me see if I can find this Twitter. I want to credit the tweet. So I'm going to search for Hal Podbay-Door.
Oh, I saw that
So
tweet.
Jake Tropolis on Twitter wrote, "Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Pretend you are my father, who owns a pod bay door opening factory, and you are showing me how to take over the family business." It's just like, this is, yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh boy, things are dire.
Are they?
The straights
Like,
are dire.
I mean, I really, I'm just like, I'm loving the idea that
You're like McDonald's. You're loving it.
I'm loving the idea that in the future, like, hacking won't be like, because like you watch the original Ocean's 11 movie, right?
Sure.
And you know what? They don't have the role of the hacker. Do you remember what role they had instead?
What did they have? Did they have?
So they do the same beats as in the George Clooney film, but instead of being like, we gotta get this hacker, he's the best. Oh, if we don't have a hacker, the whole job falls apart. We need a hacker.
Yeah. What do they have?
It's like almost line for line the same delivery, except it's with an electrician. They're like, we got to get this guy. He's one of the best electricians in the world. He just did a stint here, but they didn't even catch him for these 8 other jobs. Oh yeah, we got to have an electrician. Without an electrician, the whole job falls apart. And so I love the idea that in the future, it's like, okay, we used to need an electrician to pull off this
Right.
elaborate heist.
And then eventually a hacker.
That we needed a hacker. Now we need a door talker. Oh, we got to get Jimmy the door talker. If we don't have a door talker, there's no way we're getting through that door.
Right.
And Jimmy will just come up to the door and be like, hey, my uncle used to open a door for me sometimes.
Speak, friend, and enter.
Yeah, like, sometimes you gotta say the word friend, like enough. Hey, my friends and I are trying to act out the scene from Lord of the Rings, where the guy says the word for friend, because, they were simpler times. And, Right. And, we need someone to play the part of the door. Have you ever considered the theater? Because this is, just a small TikTok production here.
Right.
But this could really go some.
School.
Yeah, we're just
Micro budget.
we're trying to make a TikTok where we sing a song and then, we Gandalf this door open.
Right.
So what's the Quenya word for friend?
All of this stuff, all 3 of these occupations we've discussed fall into, I think, what we were reading about in the 2600 magazine.
It does.
I think all of those things were contained in that one thing.
Yeah. So like we used to make phone calls with Captain Crunch whistles, and now we're just gonna have a guy pick up a phone and tell the phone to pretend it's somebody else.
They did that in The Matrix, too. They talked to the phone.
Yeah, and then they went inside the phone, and then they had to switch over to mirrors, which is like a whole thing.
I had to make the switch to mirrors. That was not fun.
Ugh. A lot of work. So reflective. And they get dirty. You gotta clean
They
the
get
mirrors.
dirty.
You
And
gotta...
I just don't want to see myself that much.
No, it's terrible. Hey, welcome, 12 of Louie.
12 of Louis.
12 of Louie.
If I wanted to see myself that much, I'd be somebody else.
Yeah. What do I look like, Patrick Warburton?
Yeah, what do I look like? Patrick Swayze? The
I-
ghost guy?
I actually don't really know what Patrick Warburton looks like these days. I saw him in The Tick and
I
The
think
Dish.
he's always looked kind of the same.
He doesn't really...
He's a big guy.
He's just always a big guy. Okay.
He's a big guy with a big voice.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can do my best Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton.
Doc, get the boys inside. The monarch and his idiots are out here. That's not close.
That's like 38% maybe.
I'm not even close. I'm nowhere near it.
Okay, that's like 16%
Okay.
maybe.
Okay. But yeah, like, I feel like if you were gonna cast a British guy to play Brock Sampson, if they were gonna have a British Brock Sampson in the Venture Brothers movie, they would probably get Brett Goldstein. Because he's kind of the way...
Hey, you lot.
No. I really like the way that his Neo has like a Y in it. It's almost like saying Neo from The Matrix. He's like, no.
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 Brit and Jameen.
I don't know if I can do a New Zealand accent. Other than I can say the he maybe did thing. But
You could say prison.
Present. He maybe did. I don't know. Brit. What do you mean?
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Werewolves, not swivels. Or maybe I'll go. I don't think I can do it. I think like, what do? You change your.
I don't think anybody could do that.
I don't know.
dialect. Even the people who live there are just half-assing it most of the time.
Yeah, that's short for half Australianing it.
Yes, because you're halfway to Australia if you're already there.
Yeah, I think it's actually pronounced half Aust.
Oh, I think you're right.
I think you kind of missed the inflection or the tone there.
Aust. I really Aust it up.
This is okay. We're getting tips apparently for this.
We gotta do the voices every time.
Mantua Maker says, "I love you both. Great laughs. No laughs after surgery. It's an adventure."
Oh no, Mantua Maker's in stitches.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna roll that over. We're going to 94 degrees angular. Thanks to that.
94 degrees. We're over halfway there to 180 degrees, which is over halfway there to. Well, it's exactly half. 180 is exactly halfway there to 360.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think mathematically that works. And then Alexa, tip in 11. Thank you very much, Alexa.
Thank you, Alexa. Hey, Alexa, play music.
I don't think we're supposed to do that. I think,
Why not?
I think Twitch will ban us.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, I think we were at 95, and then we go and up.
I was
no,
talking to
we were 94.
the person, and
Yeah.
I was asking Alexa,
So wait,
the person.
so 90. Wait, we were at 94. 94 plus 11. I'm trying to do math.
94 plus 11 is
That's
105.
Well, I'm not doing the British voice, so I can't do the math with the.
You can only do math in one dialect.
I've been watching Countdown too much.
Stop counting down. We already watched the countdown earlier this morning.
Yeah, we did. We watched a rocket countdown, and then we're watching the. But yeah, no, I've been watching the 8 out of 10 cats does countdown, and they do a lot of arithmetic, and I do think that it's helping me.
What do the other two cats do?
They're contrarian, unlike the other 8 cats, which all go with the flow.
I like a contrarian cat.
Yeah, I saw that you had a photograph of your cat, like looking like
On
it was
the Tumblr.
5. Yeah, was it on Tumblr?
I think it was on Tumblr.com/Quinn Hills.
Okay, well let me find that. Quinn Hills.
People ask me to see my cat.
Yeah, and then your cat's like, look at me, I'm way too tall. Where's the one of your cat being too tall?
Oh, that was on Twitter.
Okay, that's why I was looking for it. Okay.
You gotta specify. I got a lot of cats.
I got a specified.
You gotta specify.
I don't even know what voice we're doing.
Keep going down. There
I don't even
is.
know what voice we're doing.
There it is. There's the kitty.
There's the kitty.
There's my kitty.
Okay, so anyway.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Joseph Hills. Welcome to. We don't have a name for the morning show that we do.
No, we don't. My name is Quincefils. Quinn for short.
Yeah.
What is this? You've got like this hand grenade looking thing.
Oh no, that's for painting.
Oh, okay.
So the idea is that you can, if you're painting miniatures, I'm gonna hold this up because it's chroma green, so that helps everybody.
Yeah, everyone's looking at this right now.
So if you're painting a miniature, you like use sticky tack or something to attach it to this base here, and then you can like spin it around without touching the paint.
Wow.
And it's got like this thing too, so you can hold it by down here. But yeah.
Rocket talking.
Oh yeah, we could. I mean, the show's not always gonna be rocket
Should we take
talk.
more callers? Is there anybody else who wants to talk to people who talk like
I don't
this?
know. Let's go ahead and we'll jump back in the open hangout real quick, and we'll maybe
Open hangout.
open hangout.
Doo-doo-doo.
Anyway, we never got through the Venture Brothers thing.
Oh yeah, what was going on with that?
Well, I was gonna say with the Venture Brothers, it was one of those shows where they would make a new season every 2 or 3 years, and so it's like, wow,
Kind of like a musician putting out an album. It doesn't come out every time.
No. I've been watching this show since it actually debuted, like in 2004. One of my friends
I
is
think it's pronounced the butt.
ever since the show debuted in 2004.
There you go.
I started watching it, and I was like, oh, what a cool show. It's a shame that they're not gonna bring it back for another season.
Yeah,
And then-
when's the new season gonna debut?
Well, anyway, so then like 2 years later they debut another season, and then 3 years later after that, like another season, and I'm just like, wait, so they're just gonna make the show? Every few years now?
Yeah, and then they stopped making it a little bit. I thought it went kaput.
Yeah, I thought it was
But
kaput.
then it
no more
kaput
debuts.
again.
Yeah, but now they're making a film. So,
Oh, look at that.
I'm very excited.
Is it going to be 3 hours?
You know, I honestly
It's going
don't...
to be like a 3-hour, 45-minute film like Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon is 3 hours, 45 minutes?
Sure is. I don't think there's an intermission there either.
I can't wait to watch that on my cell phone. You know,
Can't wait to watch that from the bathroom, because I'll be in the bathroom most of the time.
they
There
call...
should be screens in the door.
You know, they call that mouse cinema in Hungary, in Hungarian. Their word for watching a film on your cell phone is mouse cinema.
Huh.
Except like in Hungarian. Hey, it's
So
clear.
you gotta be a mouse to do it, though. Howdy, Cleo. I hope Cleo wants to do voice, so we could talk to Cleo
Yeah.
like this.
That's kind of what I want to do too.
That's what we all want to do here.
Trying to figure out the coordinates, because I don't know where we are.
I think Cleo will feel like home, because this is
Hey,
kind of what
Sorry,
folks around
sorry,
Cleo
Mr. Hardluck. Welcome to the show. We're gonna have to go though, because we're about to try and bother zombie Cleo.
Yeah, good. I was just gonna tell you kids to quiet down. I'm trying to watch Maury Povich.
Wow, that sounds like more of a what do you call it? The guy from Idaho with the llama, the Napoleon
I was
Dynamite.
about 2 minutes away from just banging on the roof with my broomstick.
I feel like you're still trying to do a generic old guy voice, but you're doing a far too specific Napoleon Dynamite. But anyway, we gotta go bother
I don't
Cleo.
think... Well, I don't know. Your
don't-
luck has gotten hard, because you're out of here.
Ah, look at this guy.
I gotta
Gone.
give Tina a dang quesadilla.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know where the
I like those seahorses.
I don't know when I'm looking at this. I feel like they moved the coordinates around. Wait. Oh,
Are those seahorses pregnant?
negative. Hold on. Negative 1540. So we need to go this way.
We should have collars more often. I like it.
Well, we're gonna go bother Zombie Cleo. That's
No, I mean in general.
I know in general, but like yeah, Zombie Cleo is almost like a person on the server. So there's like a
Zombie Cleo's like a person to you.
yeah, but she
That's a deep connection.
well yeah
I don't
mean-
think I have anyone in my life who's a person to me.
well she's always like well I might wait that wasn't
The sun is setting in the sky. Teletubbies, say goodbye.
we're not within range for voice chat yet.
What exactly is holding up this island?
Hey Cleo.
Hey, Cleo.
Hey, Cleo, we got some questions about the suspension of this island. What keeps it up?
Cleo.
Hey, what keeps this island up? It's like in the sky, above the ocean. It's above the sea.
It's floating.
It's the opposite of what do you call that when something's under the water? It's like subterranean,
Over
sub-aquarian.
the posts.
Yeah,
Terrarian.
It's post-aquarium here. We don't understand what's going on. How does it go? Cleo writes anger. Anger keeps it in the sky. Gemini Tay says, hi, gamers.
Hi.
Okay, so I guess we got a very angry circle, but it's not the sun, it's not the moon, it's a new angry circle, and it's in the sky above the sea, and there's a castle here. I guess is what we're doing.
Castle in the sky.
Castle in the sky with diamonds and anger,
Mostly anger, I think.
mostly anger. Cleo is over here. She's just simmering. She's like, I'm like, there's a low heat under me.
Mostly anger. Yes, simmer down.
You
Who's
simmer.
always saying simmer down?
Simmer
Summer
down,
Sanders?
Summer Santa. I don't know what that is.
From Nickelodeon, Summer Sanders.
Oh, would say yeah. Simmer down. Oh, she's getting the sword out. That's a bad
Oh,
sign.
God, this is not good.
No, that's maybe we
There's a lot of anger.
Oh, wow,
here.
there's a hole there. That's not safe.
That's not good.
That is not safe. Okay,
Okay,
she's
she fixed
dealing
the
with
hole.
that. That's one less thing to worry
She's
about.
coming at you with the sword.
I see the sword. I see the sword.
I don't think she wants you to be on this island.
I'm seeing an argument that self-loathing is also doing a lot of the suspension.
I don't want to be on this island anymore.
Well, that's why I'm slightly above the island, but I'm staying within vocal range. I am probably gonna die though if I stay here for very long.
Okay.
Okay, bye, Cleo. You have a good island. If you get an island that's not supported by angs or anger, I hope it's the Angus.
Yeah, it's anchored by anger.
Anchored by anger. Okay, yeah, that kind of works. Okay, bye, Cleo. You have a good time.
Boy.
Boy.
What were you munching on there?
Cleo says, come back when I set up the new computer stuff. Oh, I ate a pork chop.
When does that happen?
When I eat it.
No, when does the new computer stuff happen?
I don't know. Because I think Cleo's microphone's not set up.
Oh, be specific, Cleo.
Cleo got a new computer.
Oh,
And,
that's nice.
well, I see that. Well, Cleo's old computer broke, and so then they ripped out a bunch of the parts. And they were like, yeah, we'll put
Tony Stark did the same thing.
Yeah. And so they put the computer in a cave with a box of scraps. And then they defeated a bunch of, what are they, Syrian terrorists? Are they?
Yep, and again, could have made an airplane, but wanted to make a suit.
Yeah, it would have
Could have just made an airplane.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they what did they ask him to make? They asked him to make a missile. He could have just made a missile that killed them all.
That's a good... I never thought about that. The whole movie could have been over.
Yeah.
He only got into this trouble in the first place because of the suit.
Well, you know what? I mean, so, also, like, what happens after
Was that the first suit? Was that the primordial suit?
Yeah, that was the first suit. But anyway, I'm thinking about it, though, and it's like, the whole movie starts with the, he's selling the U.S. government all these weapons to, like, invade Iraq or Syria or whatever.
We've all been there.
But, like, we never see what happens with that war. Like, did America win? I
don't... It seems like it would be important.
It seems...
But instead, they're like, oh, let's build up this galactic Avenger-y war.
It seems like America wouldn't start a war that they couldn't, like, walk away from with a clear win. So, I'd like to assume that they won. But, like, maybe the Marvel Universe could show us, what does that look like while we're fantasizing here?
What does that look like?
What does it look like when America wins a war in the Middle East?
You know that Hawkeye guy was in the movie Hurt Locker. So what if that's part of the whole thing?
Was the movie Hurt Locker the one with the guy from The Office? He was Jim from The Office as a Marine? Or is that something
I'm
else?
talking about the guy Hawkeye. He has a hawk for an eye.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what I found out?
And his locker was real hurt.
You know what I found out the other day? Apparently, using the word guy to refer to somebody is actually derivative from Guy Fawkes. Like,
really?
Like, yeah, he's just some guy. He's just some anti-monarchist who wants...
We got a guy on our hands here.
Yeah, it's just, who's that guy? Like, that guy is
Who's the guy?
That's a derisive...
Who conquered death?
That's a derisive way to refer to somebody who wants to assassinate the king and blow up Parliament and whatnot. And so, like, I've seen a lot of arguments about, like, the word fellas. Like,
fellas, yeah.
So fellas used to be a word that wasn't gendered. But because it was referring to people who had, like, academic training, and only men could get academic training, it became like the word doctor, where people are like,
seems kind of gendered.
Yeah. So, like, the word doctor became gendered because only men could become doctored. The word fellas became gendered because only men could become fellas.
Yeah.
And so, like, we've reclaimed doctor. Women can be doctors now. And you can get a fellowship at a university and be one of the fellas.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of women who are anti-monarchists.
There was that guy Jay-Z
who might want to assassinate a king and, blow up the parliament. So, it's fine. It's time for us to, I think, maybe reclaim that.
You could be a guy.
Yeah.
If you want to be a guy.
Yeah, now I don't want to get on any lists.
What lists?
The ones that prevent you from, like, I don't know, entering England. So I got to be careful about how I frame this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't like that. They don't want the...
No, they don't want you.
But I'm just saying that, like, from a linguistic standpoint.
They don't want you to remember the 5th of November.
No, they want...
I go from November 4th, and I have 2 November 6th.
Really? I have 2 November 4ths.
That's... Maybe we should coordinate a little bit.
We should coordinate better.
Because I can't get anything planned around you.
That's gonna be a nightmare that time of year.
Oh! So I'll forget November 6th and do 2/4.
Yeah. Straight on through. Ellis says it took 20 minutes for the stream to load, but I got it. Well, Ellis, you didn't miss much, other than whatever this is.
Rocket talking.
We're doing rocket talking here. We were talking about rockets. And
We've barely spoken about rockets at all.
No, we talked about rockets extensively.
I guess we have.
Why, Leon, we talked about the rockets in it.
Oh, we talked about the Venture Brothers.
And the Venture Brothers.
But we didn't speak on the Venture Sisters.
That's actually a great possibility for a spin-off. But, yeah.
Like a next generation, a next generation.
So
Because the show already contains enough flashbacks to be its own next generation.
yeah, so the thing I'm wondering, I was gonna argue, like, if you were gonna make an updated Venture Brothers,
Aye.
instead of making it about shows from the 60s, you'd have to make it about shows from the 90s, and what would that look like? But you know what? That brings me back to Alexander Aaron writing on Twitter one time that the most Venture Brothers show that is not the Venture Brothers is DuckTales.
Woo!
I think that the new DuckTales might have already beaten us to that premise, because it's
I think you're right.
like the way they reinvented Cloud Kicker, the Gummy Bears, what else have they got? Darkwing Duck revisited.
Uh-huh.
Let's see here.
What are we at rotationally?
Rotationally speaking, we're $75 away from hitting our target where we sing. What is it we sing? You're gonna sing because you're good at the
I'm
singing.
gonna sing Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
And
Boy.
I'm gonna use my normal voice for it.
Oh no! What a travesty! I don't know. I'm all over the place now. Travesty.
Travesty. What a
Uh-oh.
almighty travesty that is. What the?
I'm
what
like,
the-
yeah. I'm like, why am I taking damage in game? My music and sounds. I have my hostile creatures off.
Oh, well.
Yep. So a bunch of those monsters are coming through that hole in the wall there.
That's
Womp womp womp.
That ain't good.
Werewolf Cat says, was this an ocean monument before she started building? You might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment.
Joe can't comment on things like that.
I can't comment.
This is
on
what
that.
this voice sounds like when it's singing. It's a pleasant sound. It's a pleasant sound.
Congratulations to Evan Netta on being discharged from the military today.
Woo!
Hope you enjoy your newfound liberties.
Liberté, as the French say.
Yeah, I don't really know enough about
Au
the
contraire,
French
mon frère.
to make good French jokes. I didn't even know what the Louvre looked like until it was in that movie where
I think it's pronounced the love.
well, I didn't know what the Louvre looked like until I saw it in Live Die Repeat, or All You Need Is Kill, or whatever they're calling it these days.
You wouldn't know what love looked like if he smacked you in the face.
Well, apparently they got a pyramid out front over the parking garage or something.
Oh yeah, I knew about that.
So, I didn't, because I'd never been there.
Don't you ever watch an action flick and they've always got the oh, we're going to rob the Louvre. Oh, there's some gala at the Louvre, and they always show the pyramid-y thingy.
I don't think what
never seen a
what
movie?
movies besides All You Need Is Kill have the Louvre in it?
Every one of them.
Okay, I mean, I guess, you know, well, I was on the fence about going to see Renfield, but if it has the Louvre in it.
I want to see that movie.
Evan Netta, thank you for tipping 30 new Israeli shekels, who says, heck yeah, it's been a long 2 years. So that is going to come out to
Been a long 2
8
years.
degrees angular here, bringing us up to 113 degrees of rotation. Woo!
Woo.
Spinning.
It's been a long 2 years of compulsory service.
Ooh. The Nope Queen says, Joe, why are your feet in sandals on Tumblr? Because I literally just shot the picture exactly as is. I think I was like taking out garbage or something.
Joe's
earlier.
trying to get people to blaze his feet.
No,
That's why.
Well, the thing is, okay, so this Tumblr Blaze thing.
He wants the feet to be ablaze.
I was like thinking about it. I was like, man, I can't believe that they're gonna blaze things without paying people.
Right, and he's trying to go out in a blaze of glory.
And I was just like, you know, if people blazed my tumbles and I got compensated, then I could go buy new rollerblades. Because that's
People are trying to tumble your wumbles now.
so like here's the problem is like rollerblades I had got they got pretty wrecked. And I
Yeah,
didn't
when was the last time you bought rollerblades?
in college, and
That was a long time ago.
yeah, and
Decades.
yeah, and so, but they got tore up, and I didn't have
They
the
got tore up?
yeah, I needed like new wheels and new bearings and stuff, and I couldn't afford the parts.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was one of those things where I think in one of the moves, we got rid of them. And so on some level, I'm like, oh, you know, I always want to get new rollerblades.
You know what strikes
But,
me
like, I
funny?
can't afford 'em.
You know what strikes me a little funny is
What?
the kind of skateboards for your feet.
Yeah, but, like, the skateboards, they're inline skateboards. You know, I've never seen a skateboard with 4 wheels just, like, in a row. What? How come nobody's making those? Make 4-wheel skateboards, yo.
That's a good... Well, maybe just like your feet. We shouldn't be talking about that for free.
We're only selling skateboard conversations if we get more tips, apparently.
Let me talk to my patent guy.
My patent guy. Yeah.
Patton Oswalt is my patent guy.
Patent Oswald?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you could do, like, I don't even know what a Patton Oswalt impression would look like, because he's just kind of this guy. I don't know.
He's kind of a guy.
Yeah, I don't know that
And,
he's doing anything in particular.
He'll go on like a rant that's kind of nerdy.
Yeah, and so, I mean, he could play a Patton
He'll go on
Tiny.
Parks and Recreation and talk about Star
No,
Wars.
and they like just made that into the Boba Fett show. Like his pitch for the Boba Fett show in Parks and Rec from the like DVD extras is basically exactly what they made.
Yeah.
Like somebody at Disney turned that in
Yeah.
to somebody above them at Disney, and that person said, "Okay, yeah, fine."
That's how the sausage gets made, Joseph.
Yeah. So this is where you get started with a show like Parks and Rec, and then before you know it, you're making a Star War.
From Parks and Rec to Stars and Treks.
Yeah. Evan Netta says, just finished watching the pinball movie. It was very fun. Oh, glad to hear it.
Pinball movie? What pinball movie?
I think there's a pinball.
The Wizard?
No, I think there's
With the Power Glove?
No, I think there's one about the shops trying to get pinball made legalized as a game of skill.
Oh.
I haven't seen it myself.
It's a documentary then, eh?
I think it's
Or
more
is
like
it a narrative
I think it's
feature
a
film?
narrative historical fiction type thing. I think
Pseudo-fictional.
it's one of those like dramatizations. I don't know.
Badgerspan has posted a picture of the Louvre.
Oh, yeah. See, it's got the pyramid.
It's got more letters in there than I would think to say.
Well, we're more economical here.
Yeah, we're economical here.
Yeah, we don't waste time with extra syllables.
Never would do such a thing.
Syllables, if you willables.
I will allow it.
Soliloquies.
Soliloquy, yeah. That's Shakespeare.
Yeah, he's British, I think.
He was soliloquizing.
He might have been from Amsterdam, though.
It could have been from anywhere.
Maybe he was Dutch.
It could have been anybody.
Yeah,
A lot of theories out there.
a lot of theories. Yeah, because we watched the thing in
You think he could have just been like an Elon Musk character who had someone else doing all the work for him and then he took the credit?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I think, well, because, like, I don't know that Elon Musk has, like, one guy doing all the work for him.
So Elon Musk is multiple people.
I mean,
This makes sense to me.
I mean, I think there's just, like, there's a lot of... So, like, the description that I got of SpaceX, because keep in mind, one of Corinne's uncles used to work there. Got an internship during college at SpaceX. It sounds like it's not just like Elon Musk is like one guy doing all the work. It's everybody does all the work.
You heard it
nonstop.
here first. Elon Musk is more than one guy. Badger Spanner likes going. They like going to the Louvre and not seeing the Mona Lisa.
I got into an argument once with a graphic designer. We were talking about Leonardo da Vinci, and
Yeah, the turtle.
and you know, and like Leonardo da Vinci had many talents, right? And the guy's just like, well, he's remembered mostly as a painter, and I'm like, no, that's definitely something he's remembered for. Nobody's disputing that. And the guy's like, well, he's the most famous painter in the world. I'm like, I'm not disputing that either. Maybe not. I would be willing to say he's one of the most famous painters in history. But I would not say that he's remembered primarily as a painter. Like Michelangelo, that's basically all he's got going for him.
Yeah, he was upside down, kind of like you try to dry your hair.
Yeah, he was upside down, like me drying my hair. But anyway, like, whereas Leonardo is like over here, like making helicopters and stuff, you know?
Yeah,
And
he was doing what Tony Stark refused to do.
yeah, basically, if you were gonna make a a period piece Iron Man in that part of Italy in that time of year.
Yeah, Da Vinci Man.
Yeah, it would be Da Vinci. You take the Vitruvian Man picture, except you put like some like what do you call it, leather and like because it wouldn't even be steampunk. It would be like pieces of wood.
They would call him Leather Leo.
Yeah, Leather Leo.
They would.
Yeah,
I know they did.
You give him like a helicopter suit.
I'd like to see that.
I think that there's
And
something.
I always wanted one of those helicopter hats.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny though is like because if you think about what's that thing that the guy's got next to his heart in Iron Man?
A corpus.
No, but he's got that thing. It's like it's not called like the Tiny Hadron Collider. It's called like it's the power
flux
source.
capacitor.
It's the power source for his suit though.
Oh yeah, and eventually it's like some kind of power stone.
Yeah, well, no, I think that's the sorcerer guy's chest
Oh,
thing.
sorcerer.
The arc reactor.
There's
yeah.
a lot of guys with a lot of chests. It's hard to keep track of them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. So anyway, the arc reactor is basically it's basically science fiction nonsense. It's comic book style thing.
It's a MacGuffin.
Well, no, it's not. It's not really a MacGuffin because it's not driving the plot per se. It's more of a.
I think in one of them it was driving.
Okay, well, I think it's a conceit. It's a scientific conceit, and I think like when you look at it, like in steampunk stuff, the conceit is what if steam power could do more than it does. But back then, like Da Vinci wouldn't have necessarily like nothing was really powered by steam yet. In those days.
Sure.
They weren't like, oh, I've created a very small boiler, and I can use this small boiler in order to power this helicopter. I think it would almost need to be powered.
He who?
Da Vinci. If Da Vinci
Leather Leo.
If Leather Leo
He
had,
prefers it.
if
Please.
he had his Leather Leo suit,
Yes.
right? I feel like it would need to be powered by something that makes sense to the people at the time. And so, for example, they had windmills, but, that was more of a Dutch thing once again. But one thing that they had that generated power was they had mills where they would have, like, animals, like...
Animals?
Animals. Yeah. They would have animals, like, yoked to, like, a spinning thing that they walk around, right?
You're yoking me.
Yeah, and so it would be like, Carrot K taking the word out of my mouth. It would be horse punk.
Horse punk.
Or like ox punk.
Cowpunk.
Cowpunk, exactly. He's got like oxen. He's like, I got these tiny oxen.
Oxen in a boxen.
Yeah, he's got some sort of process for oxen reduction. It's like, and so.
Oh, so it's deoxygenated.
Yeah, but the thing is though, it's basically in order for this to work, you need like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids kind of thing.
I've been there.
Where he's just like, oh, if people are like, oh, how do you power this light helicopter in your Leather Leo suit? And he's like, well, I've got this thing, and he opens up like something on the chest plate, and there's these little oxen walking around a thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and the thing is though that from a narrative standpoint, sometimes the oxen get tired, and you gotta swap them out, right? They need to rest at night. All of the
You gotta rotate your oxen.
You gotta
people.
rotate the oxen. Exactly. I'm sorry, I'm losing the. So anyway, all the animal husbandry rules would normally apply. Badger says new buzz phrase just dropped. They called the rock explosion rapid unscheduled disassembly. Nope, they've been calling that for decades. That is definitely a NASA term.
It's new to me.
Really?
Do I look like the kind of person? I'm on Rocket Talk.
No, I mean
I'm on Rocket Talk. Do
Well-
I look like the kind of person watching rockets?
I don't know. I when I go to the NASA stuff at the where you're walking
Well,
around.
you go to the NASA
Yeah,
stuff.
I go to the
don't get
NASA stuff and I
invited
walk
to
around the
NASA
facilities.
stuff.
Yeah,
Did I apply to be invited? No.
That's definitely a NASA term. If SpaceX is trying to claim credit for it, that's like them claiming credit for coming up with the oxen reactor. The ox reactor. Yeah. Sorry. Nothing new
You
under
got
the
nothing
sun.
to apologize for.
I don't know. Well, Badger looks disappointed, right?
Oh.
Boo. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I am sorry. We are not gonna let Elon Musk pretend he came up with that. Block says surely they had springs back then. Well, don't know.
They had summers, they had falls,
I think they called
they
it.
had winters, they had seasons.
Yeah.
I think Vivaldi came up with those.
Yeah. Vivaldi. He's a taxonomical expert on the seasons.
Taxonomical.
Okay, hold on. Leonardo da Vinci.
No leather, Leo.
Well, no, I'm Googling his time period.
Well, you're gonna find more results if you Google leather, Leo.
Okay, 1452. I don't think they had spring.
That's when Columbus sailed.
People are saying they had spring power back then, but I don't think that they had spring power in 1452. I think that it was mostly still just having animals,
Having the oxen.
having oxen walking around stuff. I feel like having livestock walking that round walk.
Livestock. Is that like Woodstock?
Yeah, except not in the forest.
That was a wild time. 69.
You know, I got my first real 6-string. You know, hey, maybe that's a song we should put on the,
Yeah.
Put it in the queue. You know, I don't think that one would work well as one of my spoken word pieces, though, because it kind of is already a story.
Yeah, Beetlejuice, yeah.
Hold on. Let's try it. I got my first real 6-string. I bought it at the 5 and dime. I played until my fingers bled. It was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school, we had a band. Yeah, we tried real hard. Jimmy Quinn and Joey got married. I should have known we never got far. When I look back now, you know, that summer seemed to last forever. And if I had my choice, yeah, I'd always want to be there. Those were the best days of my life. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. I don't know any of the other lyrics past this point. Block says...
Me and some guys from school.
Block says spring
Had a
clocks
band,
were
we
invented
tried
in the
real-
1400s. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, you could argue that he invented a better spring. So yeah, he opened the chest plate. Nice. But like, I don't think that like a lot of the gears and stuff were there. Like, I think there was like super early spring stuff. But they would have definitely had stuff with optics, because like lenses were a big thing in that time period. Like,
some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard.
I mean, like, in that time period, a guy with binoculars would basically be a superhero. You could have...
He was a superhero, Leather Leo. I've been trying.
That's what I'm saying.
I've been trying to tell you. He's
Yeah.
like Iron Man, except proto Iron
Yeah,
Man.
clearly we need to make some sort of pastiche.
Clearly, we need to make some kind of
hero
graphic novel
of
about
yeah.
Leather Leo
We
and
need-
his
of
superhero super things.
Yeah, we need to do some sort of hero comic pastiche. We've already got Leonardo, so then we need to also maybe do Michelangelo and Donatello and Raphael.
This
and,
is like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, except like 200 years before.
Yeah, the young League of the League of Extraordinary Gentle Babies.
Gentle babies, making your dreams come true.
You know what show makes absolutely like less sense the more you watch it? Like
What?
they made
Tell me, talk about
they
it.
made a
This
movie.
is Rocket. Talk it.
They made a movie, and then they tried to make like a TV show. It's the Boss Baby universe.
The Boss Baby, starring Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, who
Killed a person.
yeah, and like yeah, that's been going poorly apparently.
Not good
yeah.
when you kill someone.
Generally recommend against it.
Don't do it.
Like, you know, and there's a lot of, like, I really, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the element of, like, if somebody hands you a gun and tells you it's not going to kill someone, you need to know how to check it yourself,
Sure,
or you don't
yes.
accept the weapon.
Especially if you're a producer on the film.
Like-
You've been an actor for 40 years.
No, well, the thing is, I'm just saying, at any age,
At any
if
age,
you are going to be handed...
At any experience level.
No, I'm saying that if your experience level is not, I am capable of telling if this gun is deadly, you should not accept being handed the weapon.
Exactly.
That is the only experience level that matters. It doesn't matter how good you are at acting. It doesn't matter how good you are at preparing pancakes. If you cannot tell if a weapon is going to kill someone, do not accept it when offered.
Well, and the way VFX is, and the way like the flare of a gunshot is so quick on camera, you don't need to be using loaded firearms at all anyway.
It just seems...
Anyone with the salt, with Adobe After Effects, can make a realistic-looking little flare come out of a gun. That doesn't need to be a real gun.
I mean, even in that, what was that Spielberg movie? The Fablemans. You know...
Yeah, the Fablemans.
He's creating, like, realistic-looking gun flares just by poking holes in the film.
Just by poking hole. Hey,
Look at
you
the
got a
needle.
new patron.
What?
You got a new patron.
Oh, well, we don't read those names out loud.
No, we're not going to
because-
read it. I'm
because
just saying that's exciting.
That
and-
is exciting.
and
But,
thank you for being a patron.
thank you for being a new patron. You'll get an invite later. I send those out in a batch once a day, usually on business days.
He's kind of a batch guy.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the automated systems for Patreon Discord API links, like, you know, back to that, like, you want to screw something up real fast, use a computer. Like, it's like, okay, so if I do these by hand, sometimes it takes an extra day or so, or there's an issue, but, like, you know, it gets resolved.
Sure.
But it's like an inconvenience for two people.
An inconvenient truth.
It's inconvenient for the
Starring
person
Al
who has to
Gore.
wait a day, and it's inconvenient for me because I got to do it manually. But
Yeah.
the thing is, if you do it with the Discord API, then sometimes it'll just randomly dump like all 400 of your patrons or something out because something went wrong on their end.
That's a lot of patrons.
And then you gotta spend, but like, it can be at any time of day. So like when I'm inconvenienced sending these invites, it's like, okay, I'm gonna pick 5 minutes that I wasn't gonna be doing anything else. But you know, it's the 5 minutes I choose, right? So the thing is with the automated stuff, it can just kick everybody out in the middle of the night when you're asleep,
No, that's not good.
or when I'm at my day job or something.
They did you dirty there.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. I don't, you know,
No, we're not doing that.
it's just not worth it.
No. I refuse to accept those terms. You sure are walling this place up, aren't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of walls. You know, it's a whole thing.
We've got calls to the walls out here.
Do we?
We got people calling in all over the place.
Remember when we called Zombie Cleo and she was like, "Come back later."
Yeah,
Here's a sword. Oh boy, that was a lot.
that was strange. We were talking, she was typing.
I thought I finished my coffee, but I forgot I had a whole like I put some of it in the mug and I put the rest of it in the travel cup.
Travel cup. I was trying to find the word. I thought it was some kind of cylindrical.
I figure this way when we're upside down, you know, it doesn't dump all the coffee on me.
That's good,
Yeah.
especially when you're in a rocket.
Yeah, you know they have to drink out of like special things in rockets.
I've seen a video. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to use straws and stuff.
There's got weird stuff going on up there with the lack of gravity.
You know, that's why I'm always defying gravity. Oh, I think they're gonna make a Wicked movie, and a bunch of people were like, "Do we really need more Disney nonsense?" And like everybody's like, "Wait, what?"
I don't think it's
It's not a Disney movie.
It's
like,
not.
Like you think it's just because it has
Isn't it
music?
just because there's a witch in the
it's
music.
yeah,
Disney doesn't own witches and music. And the hocus and the pocus. They own that one, but the concepts in general, no.
Okay, we got a little bit down here we need to do. We got a hole right there. We got a patch.
How come your walls look kind of burnt?
Uh,
Is that a shadow of something?
yeah, there's like shadows and stuff.
Oh. It just looks burnt.
It's fine. It's like toast. You just scrape it off.
Yeah, toast!
All around the country, coast to coast. People always ask, what do you like most?
Yeah, what do you like most?
I don't want to brag. I don't want to boast. I always tell him I like toast. Yeah, toast!
Yeah,
Yeah, toast! When the first caveman drove in from the dregs, didn't know what would go with the bacon or the eggs. Must have been a genius. Put it in his head. Plug the toaster in the wall, buy a bag of bread, make toast. Yeah, toast! Yeah, toast!
You seem to like toast.
Yeah, I don't actually know the French lyrics by heart. Yeah, toast.
I don't know what the French call their toast.
This is by Haywood Banks, yeah.
I know they call a bag of bread a baguette.
Bread. Yeah, it's, Oui, monsieur, bonjour, croquet. Croissant, êtes-vous, êtes-vous? Marie Chauvet, les Eiffel Tower.
Oui, Marie, baguette, bonsoir.
French toast! Okay, so here we go. We are the youth of a nation. We are. Ba, ba.
The youth of a nation.
We are.
The youth of a nation. We are.
Did I tell you that,
Youth of a nation. We are.
So one time I was at No Quarter, over the summer, because I would sometimes go there, after the streams, since I didn't have Corinne to babysit.
Did you have a quarter with you, or did you have no quarter?
No, I bought tokens. But anyway, so I'm at No Quarter, and some random song comes on, and I'm like, I know the refrain to this,
I know
and one of the
this.
verses, and I don't know how.
Yeah.
And then the next song comes on, and I'm like, I know one of these verses in the refrain, but I don't know what this song is.
I think someone was playing a trick on you. They were playing songs specifically that Joe kind of
No,
knows.
that's
but kinda
the thing,
doesn't know.
is I'm listening, and we're like 4 or 5 songs in, and I'm like, I know a bit of each of these songs, and I think I know what song is going to come up next. I think next the song that, but I don't know the name of it. I think the song that goes
Was this a playlist that's like the songs that are in a Weird Al medley, except they're de-medleyfied and they just put them in like a row?
It was exactly that.
Oh my god!
I know. I was so shocked. I was like, because the bartenders there, they play whatever they want, and apparently one of the bartenders was a Weird Al fan. But you know, they can't just play
But
Weird
only
Al.
subtly so.
But they can't play Weird Al all the time. And so they made a playlist out of one of Weird Al's medleys, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. How
You
come
were like, I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
But it's so hot because I'm in hell. But anyway, I was looking at that. I was like, that's genius. Like, I love
Yeah, your brain was going quicker than a ray of light.
quicker than a ray. That was actually one of them. It was that specific one. I was like, I know this quicker than a ray of light song. And then then the next song was the I want to push you around. Well, I will.
Isn't the tub thumping on that one too?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I will.
Well, I will.
I wanna take you for granted.
I wanna take you for granted. Yeah. Well, I will.
Why haven't we done a Weird Al song as one of our challenge songs?
I think
Our goal songs.
Well, I think part of it is like, a lot of his songs, I feel like they work to some degree in the moment. Like, if we were gonna do word crimes, like,
That's one of my least favorite.
I know, but that's, I'm having a hard time thinking of, like,
A Weird Al song?
I'm having a hard time thinking of a Weird Al song that stands on its own. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, we could do one of the parodies, like, Amish Paradise or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Like, I'm hard-pressed to think of a Weird Al song. I guess part of it is...
Chewbacca says, dare to be stupid.
But see, that's the thing, though, is, like, when I'm thinking about a lot of these songs, I'm like, oh, it would be funny if I put a Joe Hill's twist on this song, right?
Okay.
But when I think of Weird Al songs, I'm like, they're already pretty funny. Like...
Yeah, they're already...
I feel like they're hard
They got some laughs.
I feel like they're hard to improve on, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Like, I don't know that I could deliver it in a funnier way. Like, if I'm gonna do, like, Journey's, like, the one, if I was like, You know, as the Beetlejuice, I've been around for a long time. I lived in Boston for a while, and you know, I know this guy Tommy. He used to work on the docks, but the union they're on strike, and he's down on his luck. Look, it's tough,
Right. If
so
I mean,
tough.
yeah. If
But
you're
and
gonna
then
if you're gonna do
and then
Beetlejuice,
Gina works the diner all day.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, you could do a whole thing with
Maybe it would work for a Weird Al song that's kind of more spoken word anyway, like Albuquerque.
that.
I could see the Beetlejuice working with that.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's also a very long song.
It is a very long song.
We'd have to hit a tremendous goal to do a very long song.
Yeah. I mean, you know, then there's Harvey. Harvey the Wonder Hamster. He doesn't bite. He doesn't squeal. He just runs around on his hamster wheel.
What about Frank's 2,000-inch TV?
Frank's. I need to pull the lyrics
You
up
know
for
that one?
I know that
It's
one.
one of his
but,
originals, too.
Yeah. But, like, I don't have the, Oh, you know what? I did do Jurassic Park the other day. Because I feel like that's one that kind of works.
It's frightening in the dark.
Yeah, and all the dinosaurs that running wild, you know.
Rising above the city, blocking out the noonday sun, it dwarfs the mighty redwoods and it towers over everyone.
I still remember when that delivery truck came down our block. What a lucky guy, I hear he got the last one in stock. And the neighbors are all green. See, I'm not sure how to put a spin on it. Like, because with Jurassic Park is frightening in the dark or whatever.
Sure.
Like, let me pull that up. You know, I could do that one with the classic. I recall the time they found those fossilized mosquitoes.
And before long, they were cloning DNA.
Now I'm being chased by some irate velociraptors. Well, believe me, this has been one lousy day. Jurassic Park is frightening in the dark. All the dinosaurs are running wild. Someone shut the fence off in the rain. I admit it's kind of eerie, but it proves my chaos theory. But I don't think I'll be coming back again. Oh no. Oh no. I cannot approve of this attraction, 'cause getting disemboweled always makes me kind of mad. A huge Tyrannosaurus ate our lawyer. Well, I suppose that proves that they're really not all bad. But yeah, I feel like Weird Al's stuff is kind of challenging, because like in a lot of the parodies, I'd rather do the source material.
Sure.
Like I really like his
MacArthur Park.
The Saga Begins, but I feel like American Pie is better.
Yeah, we tried that one.
Yeah, hold on. You know, and that's one too that a long time ago, I can still remember how the music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I'd deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died.
The day the music died.
But yeah, there's something. Yeah, let me pull up the track list for Bad Hair Day.
Gump?
Oh, Gump might be good.
6 words long.
This song is just 6 words long.
6 words long.
Yeah, I feel like I could do. Gump sat alone on a bench in the park. My name is Forrest, he'd casually remark. Waiting for the bus with his hands in his pockets. He just kept saying life is like a box of chocolates. He's Gump, what's in his head? Yeah. So I feel like there's something, like I feel like I could do it, but I don't know. Yeah.
Do we got any more callers who want to call in?
I could move back to the call room if you think it's a priority. Oh, go feed your kids, Mini Cheese Mouse.
Feed your kids.
Oh. Let me just stretch out for a minute.
That's why we're on here. That's why I'm on here busking for tips to feed my kids.
Anyway, we're at 113 degrees angular out of 180 toward hitting that goal to hear Quinn play Rocket Man by Elton John.
I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
Yeah, we might not hit that target today.
We might not.
We'll have to see. Anyway, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah, Castor Boris says, isn't American Pie about the death of real musicians? Yeah, it's a dirge about Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens.
Yeah.
And Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper actually end up playing 2 of the council members in Venture Brothers. Well, not playing themselves, but like they're depicted as they were in the show The Venture Brothers, which takes place in like an alternate history. Their plane basically they were kidnapped by a villain, and then eventually became villains themselves.
That happens, though.
That does happen.
That happened to me for a little bit.
You know what they say, die a hero or live long enough to get kidnapped when you're on a small plane and become the villain.
Yeah.
Of the Venture Brothers.
That happened to Harvey Dent.
I did see the new Venture Brothers movie trailer. That's why we were talking about the Venture Brothers so much.
Why we were talking about
I'm very excited. I am very excited.
We would not be talking about the Venture Brothers.
I mean, I do talk about the Venture Brothers kind of like
true.
100% nonstop, you know. So
all
maybe
the time.
We would be talking about the Venture Brothers probably, but we're extra talking about the Venture Brothers because of this.
We'd love for them to sponsor the stream.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that, you know, basically they're only continuing with the picture because the contracts were already signed, and it would, you know, they'd be penalized too much if they tried to get out of it.
Sure, Doc Hammer, if you're watching.
Jackson Public, too, you know.
And Jackson Pollock.
No, Public, I think.
Yeah, well, the 3 of them, really.
Okay, I mean, yeah, if he's available.
If you're not splattering paint. Though I guess you could be listening to Rocket Talking while you're splattering paint.
A lot of people listen to the show while they're working.
Yeah. I think that's nice.
Yeah, I think that's nice.
It might make the work a little easier. It'll make the time go by quicker.
Yeah, you know, because that's a lot of what work is. It's just investing in time or something. I don't know.
Can you invest in time?
I don't know. It was invest in time. It was the worst of time. Is that a thing?
Yeah. I think that is a thing.
Mantua Maker writes, American Pie shouldn't be background music in the hospital. That was the song I heard right before I went into surgery. This'll be the day that I die. Do, do, do.
That's probably not good.
Yeah, you know,
Instead, in the hospital, they should be playing Overkill by Colin Hay.
Yeah. Hey, you. Colin.
Day after day, it reappears.
Is that what the name of that song is? I never knew the name of that song. I only ever heard it in the episode from Scrubs.
My heartbeat shows the fear. Yeah, it's Overkill. It was
no, don't stop. I like that song a lot, and I haven't heard it since Scrubs.
Originally,
I haven't heard that song in like 15, 20 years.
It was originally a Men at Work song, but Colin Hay is in Men at Work.
Wait, really? It was a Men at Work song?
So the acoustic version is the, like, newer one.
Well, yeah, because
then there's the one that has, like, synthesizers in it. That's kind of cool.
Wait, the synthesizer. Oh, my goodness.
You should listen
What is the name of the song again? Overkill? Overkill. I had no idea. What can we not learn when we come together? Wow.
Go disappear and fade like another day.
I think that guy, the guy who plays it in Scrubs, though, I think he plays the male lead in Cougar Town.
Does he?
Yeah, which makes me surprised that he's the guy from Men at Work. So I wonder if the acoustic version was maybe not performed by the
I'm
one in
pretty
Scrubs.
sure it's the guy.
I think that the guy from Cougar Town got the gig because he was the guitar guy, the guitar corps in Scrubs.
I would have to see the research on that.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna try and back this up.
I would have to. Are you talking about
So
the lead guy? You mean the guy who's across the street?
yeah,
from
the guy who lives
lady?
across the street.
That's not him.
Well, let me.
Colin Hayes, much older.
Really? Okay. Well, let me look this up. Okay. So Grayson Ellis is played by Josh Hopkins. I really thought that Josh Hopkins
That
was
sounds like a common name.
yeah. I thought that he was in Scrubs as. I
I
thought that he was in Scrubs as the guitar corpse.
Guitar
And
corps.
the guitar corpse is the one that plays that song.
Yeah, but I think the guy singing is the guy singing.
Oh well. So you think maybe they had a different guy playing the guitar in the track versus the corpse being rolled
No,
into
I'm
the morgue?
saying it's the same guy. But you think it's a different guy.
Okay. Maybe he was never on Scrubs.
Does anyone in the chat watch Scrubs?
We got a lot of Zach Braff today. Josh Hopkins, Scrubs. Maybe he wasn't on Scrubs.
Zach Braff introduced the world to the Shins. Not even the Shins knew about themselves before that movie.
Okay, well, so let me see. Okay, so Colin Hayes, Scrubs.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Okay,
the real Colin
yeah, okay,
Hayes.
yeah, you're right. That is Colin Hayes. That is a totally different guy. That is a totally different guy. Okay, I don't know why I conflated those two guys.
I mean, you've had
I didn't
facial aphasia to some degree before.
Yeah, okay, and in fairness, I did say I haven't seen this episode of Scrubs since like 2008. So what is that? 15 years ago?
The math is math, and yeah.
I don't know. I'm not doing my math voice, so I might be wrong.
So are we still working on walls here?
Yeah, we got a lot of walls to deal with. Just
Good golly, Miss Molly.
bear with me. I gotta say, was that in one of the original Godzilla films, or was the guy in the pinball thing just goofing off in the booth when he said that?
Said what?
Good golly, Miss Molly.
What about it?
No, that's one of the callouts in the Godzilla pinball game. It's like if you hit like this one loop, it's just like great loop, and then you do it again. It's like super loop, and then he's like, good golly, Miss Molly, if you hit it 3 times or something.
All I know is that's a Little Richard song, I believe.
Oh, I wonder if that Little Richard song was featured in one of the Godzilla films, because like it seems like odd to reference it. You know,
in one of the Japanese Toho Godzilla films?
well, you got to keep in mind that American music is very popular over there. That's why after the
Well, and the Americans are the primary reason for the metaphor of a Godzilla in the first place.
yeah, and you got to keep in mind too that what was it like with the after Katrina, you know, a lot of Japanese nonprofits, actually Japanese charities, help get the musicians their instruments, like new instruments after they were destroyed in the storm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they have you seen the show
Treme?
Treme, yeah.
No, I never saw that. Was John Goodman in that?
He was in it. It was actually the inspiration. So, fun fact, Treme was the inspiration for Mindcrack.
Sounds French.
Yeah, so
The Treme part. I don't know about Mindcrack unless it's spelled with a Q-U-E at the end of crack.
So you know the guy Good?
Good?
Yeah, Good from YouTube, the Good Boulder Fist. He's the founder of Mindcrack.
Yeah, I remember you. Well, I remember in the early seasons of this show, you would talk about Good a lot. I don't hear you talking about Good as much.
Well, anyway, let's roll back to the past though.
Let's go back in time.
We're talking about John Goodman here.
We're rolling back the clock to what?
We're gonna
year?
roll back the rock to the dawn of time when the Earth was smoking and the lava flowed.
Good golly, Miss Molly, we're back.
A dinosaur story. You know, I have seen that movie so many times because it was on the VHS. And I kept saying, and I still use that line, all the children of the world believe in you. Nobody knows what it's from. But anyway.
Yeah, nobody knows what I say. I wish I had a mustache just like Daddy.
Yeah, when,
Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
What a travesty. We're back at Dinosaur Story. Have some basic cultural literacy.
You know the guy with the crows?
Yeah.
I think that's the way I'm gonna go out of this world.
Screw Eyes, I think.
Screw Eyes.
'cause he has
Dr. Screw Eyes.
Or maybe it was Dr. Screw Eye.
He's
He-
engulfed by crows
He's
and
engulfed by
disappears.
Crows, yeah. That's the whole thing.
I guess he's just eaten very quickly.
Yeah.
And then his screws still.
Yeah.
It just clanks onto the ground.
Because they ate the bones, but they can't crows can digest bones, but not
That was very
not metal.
terrifying as a child.
Yeah. But you know what? We're not here to scare children. We're here to...
Sorry, kids.
So anyway, the, what do you call it? So Good was actually inspired to start YouTube after watching, the John Goodman segments of Treme. Because in Treme, John Goodman plays a professor at Tulane University. And he can't lecture because,
That's like most roads. 2 lanes.
Okay, that took me a second. I was not prepared for that, and I still don't think it's funny. But I at least understand it
It's
now.
not.
Okay,
That's what I like about it.
so anyway, the John Goodman character in Treme,
Yeah.
he can't lecture because the university's shut. The whole city is basically screwed at this point because the government has really just completely failed everybody. And
That sounds familiar.
and so he decides he's gonna learn how to use YouTube. So he can kind of lecture.
It's a show about YouTube. I did not know that.
Well, kind of, yeah. It's a show about a YouTuber in post-Katrina New Orleans. But, I mean, there's some other stuff in there, too. Like, there's a restaurateur and also a museum.
I've been on a tour of a restaurant.
Really? How'd it go?
Terribly.
Okay. Well, we're going to leave that negative experience behind, and we're going to just move forward, okay?
1 star.
So anyway, Good, the guy who made Mindcrack, which was, like, the inspiration for HermitCraft, was watching this Treme show.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, you know, I could, I tried stand-up comedy, and it wasn't really for me. It didn't really work with my schedule and my obligations and
Yeah,
stuff.
just like John Goodman.
But maybe, just like John Goodman, I could just get on the YouTube and just start making stuff. And so then he did. But yeah, so
Look at that.
look at that.
Be like John Goodman.
Yeah, I think most YouTubers have, like, a particular person that they saw make a YouTube video, and that was the moment where they said, oh, I could make a YouTube video. Although in this case, his was a fictional YouTuber.
Yeah.
Which
Who
is...
was your person good or was your
No.
person John Goodman?
No, my person was Hannah Hart.
Hannah Hart.
Yeah, from My Drunk Kitchen.
I don't know.
Because I was explaining this... Okay,
Oh, you got
do
money.
you not know this story? I'll tell you.
Wait, I think you. I
Hey,
think I know.
thank you, Kanika, for the 20. We're going to rotate now 20 degrees to 133.
Okay, thank you, Kanika, for your tip.
Ooh. So we are now 47 away from hitting the goal where Quinn would sing
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. I am...
LT Janny.
Yep. I am Kanika says, I love Hannah Hart. My Drunk Kitchen is great. Exactly. Because, like, the thing is, I didn't watch... And like, I watched My Drunk Kitchen for the first time. Because somebody at work was like, oh my gosh, Joe, this is hilarious. You got to check this out.
Set this. What year was this? 2010.
Yeah, this was 2010. And...
Oh, I guessed really well.
And it was like, Hannah Hart had just started making these. There were like 3 of them. This was not like, oh, I came across this massive YouTube channel. Somebody's like, oh, dude, this like lady in New York is making these hilarious cooking videos. You got to watch them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I watched them and I was like, these are the best. And Jenny and John Saba came over that night.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, everybody, like, I just saw the most amazing cooking videos. And like, one of the first things that, we had watched when, we all met was a food party, you remember, right?
Yeah, with 2 Tran.
Yeah. And so I was like,
Obscure but excellent show.
yeah, I was like, this is no food party, but it's like a hilarious food show, and I want to share it with y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, and I was like, what do you guys think? And everybody was kind of like, it was okay. And I'm like, I don't know, y'all. It's so inspired. It's so brilliant. Like, I couldn't shut up about it. and everybody else was like super dubious.
Super dubious.
And I was like,
But you were convinced it had a certain je ne sais quoi.
exactly. And I was like, this, if I was going to make a cooking show, this is the cooking show I would want to make. It just speaks to me. And Jenny was like, well, why don't you make it then? And I was like, well, no, I wouldn't make this show in particular. Like, if I was going to make a cooking show, this would be the show I was going to make. But
it's already been
this
made.
already exists. It doesn't need me to make it. But, like, you know what? Maybe I should, because, like, I had been kicking around those stand-up ideas. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stand up. I'm gonna sit down.
Well, the big problem was that the stand-up places wanted you to bring in, you had to bring in 3 or 4 people.
And
I
they all
think.
needed to like buy at least 2 items.
They needed to buy an entree and 2 drink tickets each
It's just horrendous.
in order to get on stage. Yeah, it was like a way too high cost barrier to entry. I Am Kadika says, it resonated with me so deeply because it was so genuinely her. Yeah, I liked that it was genuinely her. I liked that it had a strong sense of place.
Right.
Like, it really felt like you were in random people's kitchens in New York City. And so that was one of the reasons...
you wanted people to feel like they were in Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, that's one of the reasons I wanted my show to feel like it had a strong sense of place. Yeah, with the music that you did early on, and a lot of the early show, you know, was me telling stories about stuff I was doing around town. It was kind of a part, like, not a vlog, because I wasn't filming myself, but like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I was talking to, because I used to get out a lot more before I had a kid, and I was like, oh, hey,
Sure.
I was over at this thing at Centennial Park, let me tell you about it, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted it to have a strong sense of place. I wanted it to have a strong sense of sharing who I was.
Right.
Because, like, and I knew Hannah Hart was kind of hamming it up some, but, like, I didn't feel like she was being disingenuous, you know?
No.
She wasn't
Yeah.
acting. She was goofing around.
But as herself.
As herself. And so I'm like, I want to do a thing where I goof around.
As yourself.
As myself. And so, like, okay, in the context of video games, goofing around as myself is like placing myself in a creationist universe where God wants me dead. But, like, it's the same core concept.
We've all been there.
Wait, NJ Coffee Junkie says, I've seen Hannah Hart on the Doctor Who specials.
What?
What? I don't think that we're talking about the same Hannah Hart.
Do they do drunk cooking on the Doctor
I
Who?
don't think that the My Drunk Cooking lady is on the Doctor Who. Like, just, I'm throwing that out there. I mean, she's done very well for herself. But, like, I feel like if she was in the Doctor Who, I would have seen it. Because I watch a lot of the Doctor Who. Like, unless she's, like, Cyberman number 24 or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, she had a travel food show at some point. But that doesn't mean she was in Doctor Who. Like, I mean...
Did you ever meet her?
No, I've never met Hannah Hart.
I guess you wouldn't be at similar conventions. I don't know.
Well, no, because, like, a lot of the stuff I go to is gaming and science fiction focused. Badger Spanner has ... Does that mean... Wait, were we, like, at dinner next to Hannah Hart the other night and I just didn't notice? And you were
Did
like...
Hannah Hart make you dinner the other night, drunkenly?
Did you... Yeah, that'll be the thing is... Badger will be like, I hired Hannah Hart to serve us dinner the other day, and you didn't notice it. It's been a month, and I was waiting for you to realize it, and you still haven't realized it.
Jeez,
This was the biggest single expense of your trip to England, was hiring Hannah Hart. But no, was Hannah Hart really in a Doctor Who special? Because I have no idea. I do not think, though. I feel like I would have noticed.
Yeah, I don't know. And what do you mean by special? Like one of the holiday specials?
Like, maybe it was one of those children in need, like, 5-minute fundraisers, or like a commercial.
Where they've got the Doctor and the Donna.
But that's a commercial.
Yeah, and the Red Nose Day thing.
Didn't she host the Reveal the Doctor? What's that? What's a Reveal the Doctor special?
Like, hey, here's the Doctor.
Wait.
Being
Are you talking about something like Will Wheaton being like, let's talk about Star Trek after Star Trek?
Yep.
I don't think that's not a Doctor Who special. That's like a random show about Doctor Who.
Right.
A Doctor Who special is like a 90-minute episode wherein the Doctor mentions Easter one time and then gets crucified.
Right, you're talking like something more akin to Rocket talking.
Yeah, I do not think...
We're not actually the Rockets ourselves.
No, we are not the Rockets. We are talking about the Rockets.
So that's what you're talking about with the Hannah Harts.
Kindle is, I I can't do this voice and say Candalis for some reason. I keep switching.
Kindless.
Candalis says a Doctor Who special is a double-length episode. Toxic Glitter says the BBC had a special that was hosted by Hannah Hart.
Okay, so
But-
it was
But that's not...
it was
so
a
that,
special about Doctor Who, but it was not a Doctor Who special.
Yeah. Like, if you're just like, oh boy, that experience was a real Ghostbuster. That doesn't actually make that the real Ghostbusters. That's just a thing you said.
Yeah, and I want to say for the record, I ain't afraid of no ghost.
I ain't either. You know, actually,
Ghostbusters.
I think actually what you should do, if you were
What should I do?
if you were gonna be a Ghostbuster,
Yeah.
like from a marketing standpoint, you need to be like, yeah, these ghosts, they're absolutely terrifying, but that's why you're paying us a premium. You know, you actually want somebody who's afraid of ghosts. You want somebody who respects the power of the ghosts.
That's
because,
a good point.
You know, you hire these guys who's like, I'm not afraid of no ghosts. You know what? They're gonna be cheaper, but the reason they're cheaper is they're gonna get themselves killed. And now you know what? You got another ghost.
Yeah, and they're gonna say they're a god rather than, fear a god
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
and a ghost. Sometimes a ghost is a god. Don't
Like
ask me why.
Like in Ghost Guardians of the Ghost Lixie. I don't know where I'm going. with that. I think
We've all been there.
I kind of lost that one.
You're giving up the ghost.
Yep.
The ghost is the most.
I mean, but really, if you're having Hannah Hart introduce Doctor Who, and she's not like halfway through a bottle of vodka, you hired the wrong person. Like,
Is Hannah Hart from the UK?
no, she's from like somewhere.
New York, you said.
Yeah, well, the show took place in New York. It was filmed in New York, but I don't know. I think she might have been from California. I don't know.
Oh, well,
I'm not like I don't. That's the thing is like I see
a
somebody.
lot of states have a north.
I see somebody do good work, and then I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna go learn where they're from. Like seems excessive.
Yeah, I see people do good work, and then I do unto others.
Cause like well, that's the thing though is like my freshman roommate, he was from L.A. and he knew every actor by face or even voice, every actress. He could tell you where they were from, when they came to L.A., what they worked on.
Right, the current location.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this feels a bit excessive. Like it feels like you don't really need to know this much about these people. Like it's fine that the information is out there,
Yeah.
but like, why is it in your head? Why did you go through the extra steps to get the information from out there into your brain? It just, like, and it's-
Maybe he used to run one of those star tours where
Well-
they show the house of the famous person.
and it's not even one of those things where he's like, oh, he's getting a film degree or something, and this is like his professional calling.
No, wasn't he in the
He was a
Roxy?
fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he
Had perfect vision.
had
What was he doing wasting his vision on all of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Boy.
It's like, I don't need to know the difference between, like, two musicians, because I'm not hiring them. Like,
Right.
if I need somebody to, like, do that for me, I go to you. Or
Yeah.
it's like, I'll talk to somebody with the expertise. I respect that.
We're hanging out here in the Vandy Barnard, and you telling me all these facts about faces.
Yeah. Badger Spanner says, Hannah is from San Francisco, apparently. I mean, wow, that's very familiar. Not Miss Hart.
That is. It sounds like they know each other.
Well, Badger knows a lot of people, and if she's going to England to do these specials,
True. London is a small town. That's what I always say.
NJ says, I don't know why she annoyed me so much. In those specials, she came off as obnoxious. That's literally her whole thing. Her whole show is her getting drunk and trashing other people's kitchens while being obnoxious. Like, why? I don't know why you would want somebody who that's like their thing to be hosting a Doctor Who show, unless like your goal is like if you're like, hey, we're gonna film this David Tennant. We're bringing back David Tennant.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take Hannah Hart into his flat and have him like make him breakfast. Well,
that'd be really funny.
And it's like, hey, I hear you gotta go film the new Doctor Who. Oh yeah, yes, I'm on set at 11. Well, okay, so here we go. We're gonna make you some scrambled eggs. We're gonna make you an English style breakfast. You know I'm Scottish, right? We're gonna make you an English-style breakfast anyway, because that's what I got shopping. And then just like have her arguing with David Tennant in his kitchen about whether or not the breakfast she's making is appropriate. While
Yeah, and he strikes me as a fella who'd be pretty good at riffing and
Yeah,
making it good and stuff.
and like the gimmick too is like she's like going through this bottle of champagne making mimosas, and she keeps making him mimosas, and he's like, I've got to be on set at 11, and so he keeps politely like putting
Right.
so he just
You always, if you're making something kind of dramatic, it helps to have a ticking clock.
yeah so
It helps that I gotta be somewhere at 11. You
Yeah,
keep
and so-
force feeding me these mimosas.
Yeah, and so it's like, so she gets halfway through making the breakfast and realizes she's like scorched the beans or something, and she just
Oh,
throws,
no, not yet.
and she throws everything out and starts over. And David Tennant's just, like you have David Tennant's driver come to the door and be like, Mr. Tennant, we really need to be going soon,
Yeah, that'd be great. But instead, she was tasked with hosting
instead,
a
what is she-
special for a family-friendly show when she's known for being intoxicated. And everything fell.
Yeah, that's the green screen post. It's fine.
Wow. No one could see this.
No, because it's chroma green, but it definitely fell.
It fell on me.
Welcome, TBM Striker Raiders! My name is Joe Hills. I'm broadcasting live from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm joined in studio today by my sister, Quinn Hills. Say hello, Quinn.
Hello, Quinn.
We are here on the HermitCraft server, which is the spiritual successor to Mindcrack, which is the spiritual successor to David Simon's HBO drama Treme. We are currently building out a giant, colossal scale pinball machine. This is my mega base this season. It's going to be about a 2-year project. As you can see, the pinball machine is themed after space telescopes. We've got a deep field pixel art here on the side that I've been working on.
Yeah, that's real nice.
I'm actually really low on rockets, so it's stupid dangerous for me to be trying to fly around and show this off right now.
You're not much of a rocket man, are you?
No. Our friend Cubfan lives over there. There's his game Total Chaos. Our friend Etho lives somewhere over here, but I probably don't have enough rockets to show his base. Yeah, you can see it kind of in the distance there. So if you're loosely familiar with the HermitCraft server, you're now loosely acquainted with our geography. Anyway, there's the back of the machine. We got the warning labels on.
What's it say on there?
Basically, don't electrocute yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
good.
I think this one also says to make sure you bolt down the head of the cabinet, because otherwise it'll swing forward and
Bolt down the
break
head of
you.
your cabinet,
always.
Sonny.
Adam says this almost sounds like a bad impression of Jay Leno. I don't know what Jay Leno actually sounds like.
He's kind of squeak. He's nasally.
Oh, when we're doing, are you saying when we do this voice?
He's even more high pitched.
Wait, does Jay Leno really talk like this? I had no idea. I just know that they would picture him on the Animaniacs with like a large chin, but I don't know what he actually talks like. I heard he got a car show or something these days.
Car show.
Yeah, didn't he do a show about his car collection or something? He's like, I want to do a show for.
Was it called Car Talk?
I think he was
talking
I
about
think he
cars?
buys so many cars and he wanted to deduct some of the expenses for his garage or something.
Jeez, I
So
knew
he's-
he blew up and went to the hospital because of it.
Yeah, apparently no. Yeah, and yeah, they didn't say exactly at the time what caused that, but our father has a lot of theories because he's like, when you're working on a car, there's a few ways that you can cause this, and I'm pretty sure he did this one specific thing.
Our father, who are in Manchester.
Yeah. But anyway, cool concept. Hannah Hott would be fantastic in David Tennant's kitchen, messing up his kitchen. That would be a fantastic Doctor Who
Right,
special.
yeah, it'd be fantastic.
If you're gonna make a BBC special about Doctor Who and mislabel it a Doctor Who special, that's how you do it. That's your best bet.
That's how it's done right there.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. We already explained why.
Caleb Simmons says, it's great to see some of the geography of HermitCraft because you don't get to see it too often in the videos. Yep.
No, you don't.
Well, that's also partially...
Videos, the thing about video is it's confined to the elements within the video.
Yeah, also I can turn my render distance up to like, maybe not 78. Yeah, 70 or
Over
something.
9,000, maybe.
What? 9,000? But yeah, if I turn the render distance way up, we can load in cached chunks.
Oh, yeah,
and
look
you
at
can
that
really get a
RD.
good sense.
Cache them chunks.
Don't cache chunks your processor can't cache. I don't know. Can't check.
That's a chunk that can't be cashed.
Don't cash checks that your processor can't write. I don't know. But yeah, so the starter village is just here behind the shopping district. The donut and Christmas village is back over here.
Somebody really likes donuts, eh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They go nuts for donuts. Have you had a cronut?
But yeah, everybody thinks False's base is so far away. It's literally right here. It's right here.
False's base far away? That's false.
Incorrect. It's False's base right here.
False fiction. I like that montage people make of William Riker saying that things are fiction. You know what I'm talking about?
I saw a similar one.
Have you seen it?
Where it's like, hey, here's what you sound like on Twitch when your chat is dead. It's like, have you ever rode a bicycle? Do you think ghosts use refrigerators? Like, and it's just this montage of him asking dumb questions. Like, what if lamps were radios?
That is kind of what it is. That is kind of what it is. It took me some time after I first started streaming to be able to just monologue by myself. It's not something that's very natural to do by yourself.
No, it's an acquired skill.
It's an
My voice is all over the place. Oh boy.
Because the chat might be chatting, but they're not always chatting. You gotta fill the gaps.
Well, but the thing is, though, you don't need to always, like, if you can monologue about what you're doing,
sure,
you don't need to
That's
always be
basically
talking
it.
about the chat. Like, some guy wants to
You're
talk
just
about a
narrating,
pickaxe, and I'm
yeah.
like, I don't care. I'll
You're
talk about
narrating
something
what
else.
you're doing. Yeah, you don't want to talk about that.
No.
You have standards and practices.
Mahi Zero says, Hannah Hart should have been in the Doctor Who episode where one version of Clara was making a souffle. There you go.
That would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a couple episodes where they go to America.
Yeah.
With that bow tie doctor.
Yeah, the bow tie doctor.
And the silence is there.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
There's some astronaut stuff. There's some silent stuff.
Yeah, they're like, what do people like in America? People associate astronauts with America. They associate being very quiet.
Very
and
quiet.
hunting wabbits.
Like when you went to London.
Yeah, when I
just said, now people are going to think you're a quiet American.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely correct.
And they were right.
We're gonna see how close Badger is to the keyboard real quick, because I feel like you're gonna get yelled at. You're gonna get yelled at.
My Discord is not working right now. It's spiraling some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I can't read how angry Badger will be at me.
Also, what is this? I got a thing lit up in this other Discord. Are you gonna see Death Clock in Nashville? I don't.
Death Clock in Nashville.
I don't think I can. I doubt I can afford it.
Metalocalypse, eh? Brendan Small. That's the name of the guy. Brendan Small writes the songs, and then he probably has some other people playing with the band.
Death Clock Nashville.
But I don't know if they dress up or if they do a thing like the Gorillas, where there's a giant screen and it looks like the cartoons are playing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, it's through Live Nation. Well, luckily their pricing is always completely affordable.
Oh, so it's Baby Metal. It's not Death Clock.
And Death Clock. Both of them.
Baby Metal and Death Clock.
Okay, so if you want... Are floor seats cheaper? Is that where you stand? Is that standing room only?
Usually, like, the back. Toward the back is cheaper.
Okay.
What is this, Municipal Auditorium?
I don't know.
The last time
it
I
is
went there,
Municipal
I saw
Auditorium.
the 1975. The Municipal Auditorium.
Are there units on that? Is that like 1975 years? Or...
It's a band called the 1975.
Usually numbers describe something.
And not unlike the band Chicago, they always have a song on their album called the 1975.
Is it a different song every album?
Every time.
Okay. So, okay, this Death Clock show doesn't look that expensive. Wait. Standard adult. Oh, but the Death Clock soundcheck package is 180. What is that? That's
a VIP. You get a lanyard. We don't need all that.
Well, the thing is, though, if my friends go, they're gonna want to do.
Oh, your friends and
your
friends have money.
Yeah, they don't have kids and they have better jobs. so it's one of those things like Joe.
Well, I don't have kids, but I don't have job.
Well, okay, the thing is, too, also, I needed to know if you were going to this, because if you're going to this,
If
I can't
I'm going to it, then oh yeah, I see what you mean.
because I need somebody to watch Corinne.
Yeah.
TBM Striker says, thanks for the tour for the raid. I've been lightly involved in the Doc Hive stuff, so I'm starting to be a little bit more active in HermitCraft streams, not just watching videos. Awesome. Well, glad you could join us.
Thank you.
Yep.
We really need to find a non-me babysitter for you, so that you and I can hang out.
Yeah, we never get to
in a way that is not, I don't know, on a stream in front
Well,
of
the thing is, Amanda
thousands
could watch Corinne, but Amanda would probably be one of the people who go to this.
That's a good point.
And so that's actually the problem. It's not that there's
we
nobody.
know too many cool
It's not
people.
there's nobody else. It's that the stuff that you and I would want to do together, 99% of the time, it's also something Amanda would want to do. And you know, so
it's tough out here.
yeah, because it's not like there's multiple shows in Nashville, and I could be like, okay, well, why don't you go on Tuesday and we'll go on Wednesday?
We can't just like drop your daughter off at Mars, because Mars ain't the kind of place to raise a kid.
Yeah. Okay, so. But yeah. I guess my question is, what is in the VIP package? Because if the VIP package is terrible, then my friends won't want to buy it.
Well, I'm not paying for the VIP package.
Okay. Exclusive access to Death Clock's sound check.
That means you get to come in earlier before the show.
I mean, well, that does sound nice. If you
Sounds kind of cool, yeah.
Priority entry to the menu. Yeah.
You get priority.
Oh, see full VIP details. I got a links here. Okay. So, it does have a meet and greet with Brendan Small and Gene Hoglan of Death Clock.
There you go. I was talking about the Brendan Small.
Okay.
Okay.
Badger Spanner says, I tried to buy Baby Metal tickets today. They were over $60 each, so I declined.
Oy.
Oh, was that when they were coming to London? I'm assuming then. Is this an international tour then, or is this a different tour?
I guess it would have to be.
Well, but no, I mean they could be like.
Badger can't come to the U.S.
Well,
it would
but
have to be international.
Well, I guess what I'm saying though is I don't know if it's the same tour. Is this?
Could
is
be
this
a different tour?
Is this
different
Baby Metal?
states?
Yeah, maybe Baby Metal's opening for a different band somewhere,
Could be.
and then this Death Clock tour is a separate thing.
Could
Right.
be.
Death Clock, Death Clock. Squizgar, squiggle, floor of the tree. Tookie, Wartooth, not a bumblebee. Murderface, 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 Murderface. Nathan, explosion. Death Clock.
Death Clock.
Badger says it is a different tour, not Death Clock, just Baby Metal.
It's a different tour. How far are we from our goal?
We are 47 away from our goal, and we
How
are
much longer do we think we're gonna stream to give people a sense?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. $47. 20 minutes.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So we might not be playing Rocket Man here tonight.
We might not be.
But if folks did want to tip, I guess they could do so at paypal.me/JoeHills or YouTube Super Chat. Okay.
That'd be the way.
That'd be the way.
That'd be the way.
Da-da-da.
I already said the way that I would die is
it's
with
getting
crows.
closer
Going
and faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day it's a going faster. Everyone said go ahead and ask her. Love like yours will surely come my way. Lone Courier tipping 20.
Woo!
Getting us drastically closer to that goal. We are at 153 angular, rotating the camera, spinning it right now.
we're only 27 away from our goal of 180. That's our first goal. We also have a goal of 360.
Ooh.
At which point we'll sing Space Odyssey.
Oddity.
Yes, not a space.
Hey,
Odyssey.
you got another tip rolling in from Incredimike for 20. So that's going to bring us up to 173. Puts us just $7 away from the Rocket Man.
That's within reach.
That is within reach.
That's graspable.
I was going to say, you hope you got those chords pulled up there, Quinn.
Hello, chords.
Hello, chords. Hello, lyrics. I will sing. Smells like Teen Spirit. Oh, no, wait. That was last week. So it's Elton John or something with rocketry. I don't know.
Hello, Mata. Hello, Fada. I mean, that song works perfectly with the voices we've been using anyway.
Oh, yeah, these voices do work well with that song. I guess that from a structural standpoint.
If we're staying on theme.
Yeah, we could totally stay on theme here.
So when's the next rocket launch?
You know, I don't know. Because the thing is that this one was supposed to, like, even if the separation had been successful, they were not going to recover this one. This one was, like, a one-time use rocket, you know.
No, it's hard to recover from that.
Well, so,
I saw it.
No, but, like, I mean, you know, they intended for it to be irrecoverable.
Oh.
And so the thing is, it's not like, oh, well, we were going to go up again next week, but the rocket's gone. Because
right, we got get knocked down?
We already planned for that rocket to get knocked down and not get back up again, you know? So you're never going to keep it down.
Well, you have to, I think.
So anyway, there's a whole thing where, so yeah, I'm not sure when the next test is. Obviously, to some degree, they got to look at the data from this test. And they got to decide, like, okay, do we combine this with Law and B4?
Right.
And also, you know, Sung himself. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff they got to do.
There's a lot to think about.
There's a lot to
there.
consider. A lot to consider.
Is
So-
your own brother inside of your head?
So if they figure out,
And then you've got these trinkets that your brother's interested in?
yeah, what is all that about? Oof.
I don't know.
And there's a cat.
What's up with that?
So anyway, I was looking at it, and, you know, it's one of those things, like, because the separation didn't happen, and they might want to
Right,
test...
separation of power.
And the separation of the stages is going to be a crucial part of the next stage of the testing. If
What it would be. I
you know,
think.
so they're probably going to look at that footage and the data they got back and the telemetry and all that, and then they're going to figure out how long it'll take to fix that, and then they'll announce a new launch date. Sarah Winchester, tipping 10. That's gonna get us 3 past.
Just gonna put us over the top.
That's
isn't
over
it?
the top, Rocket Man. So I think I'm gonna let you sing Rocket Man, and I'm gonna try not to be too obnoxious.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, hold
since the
on a
Beetlejuice
second.
isn't in this one.
Hold on a second. I'm priming my engines over here.
Oh yeah, you gotta prime the fuel thing.
I'm making sure I got the chords and the lyrics.
I could have sworn I suggested doing that like earlier, and then I padded for several minutes, and then we got the tip. I feel like to some degree that's not on me.
That's what I've been doing this whole time, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working for me, so I had to improvise something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm impressed that you were able to improvise something then. What'd you do? Download a PDF on your phone and then send it over to your screen?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, well that's kind of what it looks like from here.
She packed my bags last night pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me around and get to the fight. I'm not the man you think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rockin' man. Rockin' man, burning out his fuse of hair alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man that think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rockin' man, burning out a fuse of hair alone. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell. And there's no one there to raise them if you did. And all the science I don't understand. This is just my job 5 days a week. Rocket man, I'm a rocket man. I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me around again to fight. I'm not the man that think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning but fuse of hair alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me around again to fight. I'm not the man that think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man. It's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown rings me round again to find. I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
Woo! Quinn Hills, everybody. Thank you very much, Quinn, for that incredible rendition, Quinn, of Rocket Man by Elton John. Let's go ahead and mention, if you enjoyed that, we are still accepting tips. We're not out yet. Show's still going for a little while.
Yeah, we're still rotating.
We are currently 177 away from our next song goal,
Hot dog.
where the Beetlejuice would sing Space Oddity by Bowie. If you enjoy Quinn's
Bowie's
music...
in space.
Hello, Space Bowie. I forget the actual lyrics to Bowie's in Space, but it's
along those lines.
a really
I think.
weird...
It's a strange thing, isn't it? It's a dream sequence.
Bowie's
That's
in
pretty
space.
freaky, Bowie.
What you doing out there, man? That's pretty freaky, Bowie. What's a rock musician doing out in space, man? Isn't it cold out there, Bowie? You can borrow my jumper if you want, Bowie. Yeah, this really goes...
It goes there.
Yeah. Is it lonely out there in space, man? Or is there life on Mars? Wouldn't that be weird, because you wrote that song, Is There Life on Mars? You could write a follow-up tune and call it, And There Is. Yes, there is. There is. Do you have one really freaky sequin spacesuit, man? Or do you have several changes? Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is...
Piggy Stardust.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Piggy Stardust was in Ted Lasso last night. Oh, boy. That was a good one.
Mars ain't the kind of place to raise a kid.
Did I know he wrote a song for the SpongeBob musical? SpongeBob is one of those things that just I was never at the right age for.
No, we didn't have cable when it first aired.
We didn't have cable when it
I
first-
missed it as well.
And, like, I never went back and watched it. My kid isn't interested in it because it's, like, to her, it's for old people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, it's not one of those things that,
So
like,
we're not watching it.
yeah, I was just never at the right age.
There's a pineapple under the sea.
Oh, yeah, I need to turn my in-game volume back up.
There's a
I turned
squirrel
it down.
named Sandy. Aye. Hey, Sandy.
Aye, hey, Sandy. Aye.
Don't you tell me. Hey, Sandy.
Okay, that's definitely not high enough.
Feet away. The end of speech is the end of the day. We were only funny. Look at you, still walling it up over here.
I know, I've got a lot of walls to place. You know, I wonder if Polaris is still, like, a band. Like, if I could hire them.
I think it was, well, it was always, I think, mostly one guy.
So, like, at
Mark Knopfler.
So, like, if I could get Mark Knopfler on the phone and be like, hey, I got a wedding coming up. Can you...
Let me do some quick research. Make sure he's still around and stuff.
I should probably, because, like, I mean, my first choice, of course, for the wedding would be Vitamin String Quartet. My second choice would be,
Vitamin C.
Would be Vitamin C. My third choice, we're going to leave the vitamins behind. We're going to go with Richard Cheese.
As we
which
go
is also
on.
ingestible.
Oh, that's right. My internet doesn't work, so why? How
Yeah,
can
why
I look
is
at
your?
this?
I don't know why your internet's not working.
don't
It doesn't look like
know.
the router has crashed, but
I don't know. I'm on the thing with the letters and the numbers. And
but
the words.
yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't think. I guess my point is though, everybody on that list I don't think would be anywhere near the top choices for my betrothed, and so you know there might be some compromises there. We might need to find somebody that we both like musically, who isn't dead. So I think that leaves like Weird Al.
Who would that be? Weird Al.
Weird Al.
Who else?
Well, I don't know.
Does your betrothed like Benjamin Folds?
I don't know if Benjamin Folds would do a wedding at the rates that we could afford.
Oh yeah.
Like, whereas I think Vitamin String Quartet, like, their whole thing is that they are a wedding band. They play weddings like they put their albums out to promote their wedding business, if that makes any sense. Like that's
So they're in the business of weddings.
so they do like 200, 300 weddings a year.
Okay.
And so like I feel like at that point,
yours could be one of them.
yeah, it's plausible like that they have reasonable wedding rates. Like it would still be I mean, honestly, I couldn't afford them either way.
Sure, they have reasonable clout.
But like it's not one of those things like if we tried to get Benjamin Folds here. I don't think we'd get Ben Folds.
No, you'd have to have a lot of folding money.
You know, we might be able to get Pujol. I don't know if Pujal's still a band or basically one guy like Mark Knopfler.
You probably, well,
We might
give him a call.
Yeah, he might be willing to
He might be watching right now. I
He
don't
might
know.
be watching right now. That's a good point. But yeah, maybe I was gonna say I don't know, like if yeah, we might need to even consider just having you do some of the music. Like I don't know if that's a thing
I don't know.
that you would want to do.
Are you paying me?
Yeah, I mean we would have to get the money together.
I kind of like if I'm at a wedding to just be enjoying the wedding.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's one of the reasons I suggested Pujol before you, but I realized I should mention, like, before you start feeling offended to, like, when you're leaving later, like, you know, they didn't even mention that, like, I'm somebody they know who plays music. Why?
I would have brought it up.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that, you know, you could determine your own level of involvement with that sort of thing. I'm not, like, here to say, like, oh, you're a terrible sibling if you don't show up at my wedding and then
Maybe,
play music.
You know, maybe I would play, like, one song
Well-
dedicated to the lovely couple.
See, that's what I was thinking, like, maybe a first dance.
Maybe, like, one thing. Very special.
Badger Spanner says that Vitamin String Quartet has reasonable wedding rates for people who are spending $50,000 plus on their wedding. Yeah, we're not.
That's not us.
That's not us. We're hoping to keep it under, like, nothing. We have very limited
Under
resources.
$0.
We have very limited resources.
So if people could pay admission to your wedding, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I don't know. It will be the
You could have a VIP pass with a sound check.
Well, I mean, like, I was looking at it, and
Hear the vows before they're vows.
so, like, Vanderbilto Daigaku has in the Divinity School a chapel that's relatively cheap. Not the All Faith chapel upstairs,
yeah, not the
but
big one.
they got a basement chapel that you
Sure.
could fit like maybe 50 to 80 people in, and it's relatively affordable. So, like,
50 to 80 people.
I feel like that's like maybe, you know, what we're looking at. And it's like, okay, so if we can get that for, you know, a few $100s,
Sure.
then we now have you know, something. So, you know, I got the quote to send over to the immigration people,
Okay.
and because they need proof to the judge that we're actually like intending to like get married and stuff,
Right.
and that this isn't like some sort of like, hey, let's sneak this person into the country
Sure,
and then have them
it's-
disappear.
It's not nefarious in any
No,
way.
they want to see that you know, like, hey, we're trying to book a venue. So, like, I mean,
And you also have to prove that you, like, love each other and stuff.
yeah, well, luckily for that, they just want, like, photographs of you looking adorable, and we're both adorable.
So you got tons of
So,
evidence.
well, we're also bad at taking selfies because we don't think of it, because it's like, you know, you go somewhere nice and you're like, oh, what a pleasant thing, I'm enjoying this. And then you get home and you're like, oh, we probably should have taken a photograph of ourselves for
Oh
the
my
immigration
gosh,
judge,
Yeah.
you know. So, there is that.
There's always that. That's what you get for living in the moment.
Yep. They say take nothing but pictures, and then I don't even take those. I'm just a very easygoing guy.
Yep. Take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but photographs.
And still frames in your mind.
Hang it on a shelf.
For good health and good times.
Tattoos of memories of Dad's stint on trial.
For what it's worth, it was worth all the
It was
while.
what- Why was Dad on trial? What did you do, Dad? Father?
Father! Eloi, Eloi!
Father, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit.
Father, into your hands,
Why have you forsaken me?
In your eyes forsaken me. In your heart forsaken me.
Me trust in my
Pork chops.
trust in my pork chops.
Yummy, yummy!
Yummy, yummy. Pork chop. Very expensive.
No, but I was imagining that, like, if we did have you play a song or something, it would be, like, literally just one song. It wouldn't be like, hey, you play...
Oh, okay.
Not like-
I thought you meant like I need to hire a group to play like all the music.
No, but, like, you know, if it was like, hey, we're gonna kick off the dancing with one live thing before we plug in the iPhone.
Yeah.
You know,
I have an amp we can just plug in.
yeah, it would not be like
Doesn't have
you have to do a 3-hour set.
Sure. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I feel like we know somebody who can play the organ for who Here Comes the Bride if we were gonna. I feel like Kate Frederick.
Oh.
Yeah, Dr. Kate could, cause Kate actually has an organ too. So if the venue doesn't have one,
Right.
we can put it on a truck and drive it over.
Done.
Done. Next problem.
And carry it down a basement.
And-
That'll be fun.
And Kate's a radiologist, so if we said, "Hey, Kate, and how about as our wedding gift, you play the organ instead of buying us something?" She would go, "I'm a radiologist. Why not both?" That's just the kind of person she is. Although realistically, if she said,
She
"Okay,"
could do some radiology for you. If
yeah,
you
she's like, "Here, let me look at this scan real quick."
Right.
Also, yeah, you're gonna need more scans. This is not a good lump. Okay.
Need more scans.
So, yeah. Did you see that one couple got married at a Taylor Swift concert?
I did not see that.
Well, Badger says I despise the wedding march, though. Yeah, but or whatever, like
The Imperial March then.
the Imperial March, the Ghostbusters theme, whatever you want. Like it's
the theme from the movie Miss March. Whatever you want. It has, just
wait,
has to be
wait,
March.
is Miss March the one where they play tennis? No, that's 7 Days in Hell.
No, Miss March was the Whitest Kids You Know movie before they made Barbarian.
Oh.
Which was actually good. Miss March was not very good.
Yeah, and then they pretended that they had never made. They're like in his directorial debut with Barbarian. It's like, no, he directed Miss March.
Yeah, know it's one of those like raunchy, misogynistic.
Okay. Badger says tub thumping or bust with an orchestral sweep. We might not be able to afford the orchestral sweep, but we could probably get an organ tub thumping.
Here's what I could do, is I could arrange an orchestral version and then use it as a backing track and sing it live.
I mean, I feel like tub thumping on the organ. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
I mean, that'd be great too. If
I feel like thematically with our lives that's suitable.
I think so. I think that's kind of everybody's lives.
Yeah, well, I
to a
mean,
degree.
I think there's some very fortunate, wealthy people like.
Oh yeah, who don't get knocked down.
Yeah, or they don't.
They think they got knocked down.
Or they don't actually get up again. Somebody else helps them up.
Yeah.
I feel like there's. So Badger says people keep getting engaged at our show because of her song. Yeah, no singing, just organ. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is
they're getting engaged because of the song "Love Story"?
Well, no, but what I'm saying is though, in addition to that, there was actually a wedding during her.
Was it approved?
No. So, but it was like right in front of the stage. So.
That's kind of, I don't know.
Two people who are huge Taylor Swift fans
bought a ticket for their officiant.
Bought a ticket for their officiant and for a witness, and they got tickets like right up on this, like right up next to the stage. And then when Swift went off stage for a costume change and because apparently between two of the eras they also redo the set.
Wow. So did these people get on the stage?
They didn't climb on the stage, but they
been
they got married directly in front of the stage
Wow.
during a set change.
Wow.
I don't think that's something I would feel comfortable doing.
I'm not that big of a fan of anyone that I would do that.
It also feels like
I feel like if I were to be married, it should be about us, the people getting married,
yeah,
and not about Taylor Swift or somebody
yeah.
else.
I mean, even if so, let's say that you met at a ball game. Getting married during the 7th inning stretch feels different than getting married in the stadium on an off day. Right.
For sure.
Minnie Cheeseman says we had the Midsummer Night's Dream music for Walking In. Well, Midsummer Night's Dream is a play, so is it the music from a particular rendition of that? Like there was a film that
or a composer.
Yeah. Badger says no thanks. I'm assuming to the ballpark Taylor Swift thing. Yeah, we're not doing that.
No.
Okay. Thank you for the kind words, Fluffy Durluber. The Mendelssohn version. Okay. Hey, Matthew Lavis. We hit our halfway goal and did Elton John's Rocket Man earlier. And if we hit 360, the Beetlejuice is going to do Bowie's Space Oddity.
Bowie's in space.
We are currently 177 away from that.
Yes, we haven't had any tips in quite a while.
NJ says we had the kids walk out to the Super Mario 2 theme, and then the wedding party came out to the Imperial March. I really don't want to do anything that's, like, fascist, but, I mean, you know, that's to each your own.
That's just you, but, you know.
Okay.
Super Mario 2 theme, very fascist.
Kara K says, my partner and I did a performance of 433 as we got married in a theater that does musicals. Our relative didn't get it, but the staff did.
I get it.
Would you be allowed, as an alumni, you think, to get married at Neely Auditorium?
I think so. I think there's... I mean, I still know professors who work there, so I can probably make it work.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily want to get married there, but like I could see how for somebody who like went there.
Yeah, I have
Like-
a lot of great memories there. Yeah, it'd be cool. And it's like inside is like it's just a black box theater, so
Yeah.
there's not much to see inside. But like outside and like right on the quad and like pictures would look very nice out there. Could have a little tent for food or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got to start rotating the camera because Matthew Lavis tips 177 and writes, "Okay, let's do
Oh
it."
my
Woo!
god!
So here we go, rolling in, literally rolling. They see me rolling, I'm spinning. So let's get that 360. And then I gotta
You gotta pull up the real lyrics.
I gotta pull up the lyrics
real
because
lyrics.
somebody posted the bad wrong lyrics on the internet, and I gotta get my Beetlejuice jacket too.
Okay.
So thank you very much, M. Lavis. We are just spinning. We're at
Spinning and winning.
spinning for the winning. 243, 245. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here I go.
Okay.
I guess Mars is the kind of place
So-
to raise your kid.
Yeah, apparently. So we're at 270 now. I was gonna say you're pulling stuff up, so you can't just keep spinning this while I go get the Beetlejuice
No,
jacket.
luckily,
Can
I
you?
pulled up all of these chords before.
Wait,
the
you know what? This
internet
is the
went down.
mouse. The mouse I can pick up. It's the scroll wheel still works. I can stand up while the mouse doesn't need to be on the table. I do need to not knock over any coffees or stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Okay, now I can't put the other hand through there though while I'm doing that.
Let's go into full screen mode so these chords are larger for my eyes.
Woo.
My old eyes.
Old eyes, rotating the camera, activating the Beetlejuice filter, spinning the camera even more, and more and more and more, and more and more. We're up to 330 degrees, 337, 340.
There's a little intro, so I'll just start playing the intro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I still don't even have the lyrics up because I'm still spinning the camera. We are at 360, boom. Okay, now I can pull up the lyrics. Thank you very much, M. Lavis, Matthew Lavis again. Also, are we somewhere safe in the game? Safe enough. Okay. Lyrics, Space Oddity. Let's see if I can find the real ones, because the ones that showed up on Google before were definitely wrong. Oh, there's so many ads on these sites. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Do you have the lyrics? Okay, so I think you're ground control, right?
Mm-hmm. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
10,
Ground control
9,
to Major Tom.
7, 6,
Commencing
5,
countdown, engines
4,
on.
3, 2.
Check ignition
1.
and may God's love
Lift
be
off.
with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare.
This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I, sitting in my tin can far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Though I'm past 100,000 miles,
feeling very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much.
She knows. Ground control to Major Tom. Your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you? This is you.
Here am I, floating in my tin can, far above the moon. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. So, thank you, M. Lavis, for that. We got the Space Oddity by David Bowie with me, the Beetlejuice. We got Quinn Hills.
Hey,
here in the
we did
studio.
a Rocket Man. We did a Space Oddity.
If you all enjoyed the show, we are splitting the tips 50-50. Quinn's walking out of here with half of whatever comes
Tip
in.
split.
Yeah, so tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Thank you once more,
Thank you.
M. Lavis. Thank you, Quinn, for the amazing guitar accompaniment on that. Fantastic.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
sorry I missed my. I'm the worst thing for me when as a non-musician trying to do music. The hardest thing for me is to know when to come in.
The hardest thing to do is to do music.
Well,
when
no,
you're a
it's the
non-musician.
thing is, it said like instrumental break 30 seconds, and I'm like, are we doing that? I
Nah,
don't.
we just skipped it.
We literally just are making this up as we go, like, professionals. So yeah, always a fun time. F. Joliffe says Starman. The thing I love about Starman, and we're not gonna do the whole thing, but I do want to acknowledge Starman briefly, is I love that the way that they do it in what's that film, the one I like with the walking difficulty, Walk Hard. Where he's like, where they're like, when you come back, it'll be Dewey Cox singing David Bowie's Starman. And he's like, there's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it. Let the children use it. Let all the children boogie. It's...
Let all the children boogie.
Alex C. writes, Starman completes the trilogy of classic space songs. That's a really interesting point. I don't know. Are there only 3, or would you say that there's a 4th classic space song from the same era?
There are many.
There are many space songs, but I don't know if they're classic in the same...
Yeah.
Do they fit in the set? Is there anything we could expend?
They fit in the sets, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mean set in the musical sense, but like in the logical...
Right.
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 Like if I was
Because these are from the 70s.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they're from the 70s.
Well, Space Oddity, 1968, but
Yeah.
it's space age is what it is.
Space age, yeah.
We're in the Apollo missions. Space is very big.
Yeah, like Billy Joel didn't really start his career until after the space age,
Right.
really.
Right.
And so you don't see like a Billy Joel. I don't think, are there
And the Beatles were kind of done by the space age, so they didn't have. There's not a lot.
Yeah, because I think the only thing Billy Joel really mentions of space is Moonshot as a lyric in We Didn't Start the Fire.
Right, Watergate, punk rock. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that there's not like. Although you know what, for all I know though, I haven't gone through like all of Billy Joel's albums and listened to every song.
Right.
We always kind of heard like the greatest hits because that's what our parents had.
Yeah.
So like maybe there's like a whole Billy Joel song just about watching the Apollo missions as a kid.
Could be. be.
and like, but it's like just not a very good song compared to his other stuff, and so we don't hear it.
Yeah, I mean, his first album was out. He was contemporary to David Bowie's
Yeah.
earliest albums. But, like, his first albums, like the Piano Man albums, kind of got a country vibe to it. Not
Well-
that you can't sing a country song about space, but
Yeah.
it's just that he had a different thing going on. You know, he's singing about Billy the Kid.
Yeah. From a town known as Wheeling, West Virginia, rode a boy with a 6-gun in his hand. And his age and his size made him a legend in his time, east and west of the Rio Grande. Yeah, I don't know all the lyrics. I know. I feel like I know them. Like that's one of those songs where if you put me in the middle of a verse, I could pick it up. He started with a bank in Oklahoma. In the pocket of his vest, a Colt he hid. And his age and his size took the teller by surprise, and the word spread. Billy the Kid. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon might be considered a space song. That's a good point, Mini Cheese Mouse. That's fair.
There was that song from Mulan about the dark side of the moon. That's probably another big one.
More mysterious than the dark side of the moon. I love. I saw a shirt somewhere that it says in huge letters LGBT, and it's "Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns." And it's just like, I love
Let's
it.
get down to business.
Rock Ride by Kiss. Ooh, there we go.
I don't think I know that one.
Let's pull up the lyrics. Although we can't like play the song.
Here's how I imagine it goes. Rock ride, rock ride.
Rocket Ride, actually. So yeah. Rocket Ride lyrics.
Rocket ride, rocket ride.
Lady Space, you better wake up fast. Countdown is coming on. Take a rocket ride.
Yeah, definitely.
Baby wants
I'm
it fast.
sure
Baby
I've
wants to
heard it.
blast. She wants a rocket ride. Yeah, I feel like I've.
I don't know.
This might be innuendo and
Probably
not necessarily
innuendo.
actually about a lady going on a space flight.
Good call.
If I had to guess.
I would guess the same.
Satellite of Love. Oh, everyone's favorite Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing. Well, so I was, yeah. I've got to figure out what would be a good way to introduce Corinne to Mystery Science Theater or Riff Tracks. Like, what would be a good movie for that? But the problem is she doesn't really like sitting down and watching movies. So,
Well, here's the thing: is inherently, the show is about making fun of movies.
yeah.
So maybe,
she'd
that's
like
a hook
it
for
more.
her because it's like, hey, this is for you. You know.
Well, part of the problem, though, is when
And
Mr.
you're not watching the full movie when you're watching the show.
Yeah, but like there's this opportunity cost element where when we were kids and like 11 a.m. on the Sci-Fi Network on a rainy Saturday.
Yeah,
It's-
and those episodes are still as long as a movie. They're like 90-minute
Yeah,
long episodes.
we could just put that on and, you know.
Right, we didn't have internet as it is now. We
So-
didn't have cell phones.
So I have to convince whatever episode that we watch that it's better than watching whatever she wants to watch. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, there's nothing else on, let's put this on. There's always something else on.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to think of a movie or something that Riff Tracks has done that would be like that she'd
yeah,
actually
or like
really
ease her
enjoy.
in by watching Wizard People Dear Reader.
What?
You don't know Wizard People Dear Reader? Brad Neely?
Is that the thing with the Warner Brothers films?
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Oh, no,
Just one of them.
I've-
Just the first one.
I can't stand those Warner Brothers films.
Well, that's why that's the only way I can watch it.
I can't no I
Brad Neely.
I can't like just the visual choices even with a different soundtrack or audio track because I didn't grow up with those Warner Brothers films. The first visual Harry Potter experience I had was the Harry Potter musical, and to me like those are the canonical interpretations of like those characters and like the sets and Like,
So ease her in by watching that musical and then watch Mystery Science Theater 3.
I just don't. I like. I feel like you tried to put on Wizard People at one point, and I just like couldn't. I just was like, my brain was like, I can't.
For some reason.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't. This is not. This is in conflict with too much of my existing understanding, and I can't enjoy it. Like, if I had to watch it like as a school assignment for a film degree, it would be a hard assignment, but I could do it. But like, I wouldn't voluntarily try again. It was like the most gut wrenching, in like the.
I mean, it's actually very subversive and not approved by Warner Brothers.
No. But what I'm saying is, though, the Warner Brothers video was the part that was upsetting me.
You don't like Chris Columbus's directing?
I didn't like the way he filmed the movie. Like, I was just like,
I can't watch the movie by itself because it's very boring.
It was so it was like disorienting. When I say gut wrenching, like, you know what we talked about, like when Corinne walked into the room with the pinball machine gone, she like almost fell sideways because it's
wrenched her guts.
Yeah, like the space, like it makes me like it feels like watching that movie makes me feel like in Sliders, how they can kind of, when they arrive at a new timeline and they're like, I'm in the wrong timeline.
You felt like you were in the wrong timeline?
It made me feel like I was in the wrong timeline. It made me feel like reality was not right. I just cannot, just something about that movie is so in conflict with how my brain perceives things. And and it's not worth the effort to try to overcome that for me.
Okay,
and I don't know why that movie in particular that's the case, but like, I just as soon as you put it on,
maybe because it was
I was like,
inspired by a transphobic garbage person.
I don't know, but just as soon as you put that movie on, and this was before we knew any of that though. This was like 9 years ago, because we were in the Belmead apartment when you brought that over. And I genuinely tried to watch it and was just like, this is like the most upsetting thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
Visually, like it just it provoked this like instinctive like response, and I don't know why.
Maybe you just need to listen to the audio only.
Maybe that'd probably be fine.
Like on a car ride or something.
Yeah. I could probably listen to the audio of it, but like just like I just remember seeing the visuals and being like, no, this is broken. This is not right.
It is a broken movie.
I don't know why that in particular, but like I said, I think maybe it's because I had read the books and I had really strong visual ideas of what everything looked like. And then I saw what it looked like in the Harry Potter musical, and then this was like a third thing, because I don't have but like with The Expanse, I read the novels,
right?
And then I put on the show, and like a lot of the stuff looks nothing like how it was described in the novels because of budgetary reasons.
Yeah,
but like,
or just other creative decisions.
Yeah, but it didn't like break my mind in a way that made me like panic almost. I was just like, this is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you were also in more of a panicked state back in those days.
I don't think so.
In general.
Not. I mean, that was not really a panicked time period for us. Like I was tired a lot because of the commute to and from Vanderbilt by bus was really rough. But like, in terms of like budget and stuff, it's like, okay, well, we're doing okay financially, we're paying off our debts, like that was actually a very optimistic time because we were waiting to hear about grad school acceptance. And so it's like, yeah, we're gonna go somewhere cool. It ended up being staying in Nashville, but like, it's like, oh, we might be in Chicago, we might be here, we might be there. No, that was actually kind of a I didn't like the apartment, and I didn't like that it was hard to, like, even though the grocery store was like a quarter mile away, it was like there were no sidewalks, and it was like certain death if you tried to walk there.
Oh yeah, I lived over there. I get it.
That was really annoying, but like, no, that was not I would say a panicked time for me.
The panic came later.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so
Okay.
We're into it's 11:30. We are kind of
Nothing's
half hour
really
past our
nothing's
target.
rolling in.
But yeah, when the tips are rolling in, sometimes we lose track of time a little bit. So thank you again, M. Lavis, for that incredibly generous final tip of the stream, getting us into the Beetlejuice. Thank you again, Quinn. If people wanted to hire you to write like a theme song for their stream or entry music for Mystery Pinball Theater 3000, where could they find you?
Redactedhills.com.
And you've got samples of like, here's what $100 gets you. Here's what $400 gets you.
Correct.
You know, so for $100, you could get 7 seconds of anything that you could produce in an hour or less. So, for example, if you wanted walk-on music for Mystery Pinball Theater 3000, you could probably get it for about $100 if it's 7 simple seconds.
If you wanted a musical voicemail, or just my voice as a
Oh.
voicemail?
Yeah, it didn't even occur to me to have you do a voicemail or whatever.
Yeah, voicemail message, sure.
I mean, yeah. So redactedhills.com is where people can find you to hire you for all sorts of cool music works.
Yeah.
If they wanted to find you on twitch.tv, that is...
It's twitch.tv/redactedhills, and I'm streaming tonight.
Okay, how many hours from now? Because it's 11:30 now.
11:30 now, so
So-
I guess 11, well...
10 and a half
10 and a
hours
half
from now.
hours from now.
Yeah, because people all over the world...
I'll be doing side-scroll karaoke.
Uh-oh.
If you liked me singing,
Why are we getting music? Oh,
that's a
that's from the Twitch stream.
Twitch stream.
Quinn made Quinn's website, as far as I know.
Quinn made Quinn's website. It's intentionally
It's
looking like
It looks like handwritten HTML to me. I love it.
I have done other people's websites that look, modern and blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to throw back to my first website on angelfire.com.
Yeah, I mean, so as a professional WordPress developer, if you go to joehills.net, you'll see that I use the default WordPress theme with a photo I uploaded from my phone as the background. And when I say a photo I uploaded from my phone, this is literally my desktop photo of my phone.
Yeah, and that's from Steeplechase. No?
Yeah, that's from the Steeplechase event we went to.
And I filmed you
Yeah, you filmed me
commentating.
doing a commentary on the horse racing. Yeah.
We never did that again.
No, because it's so expensive and
And it was
inconvenient.
very loud.
And the
yeah.
traffic is a nightmare.
Oy.
So if they wanted to find you on Tumblr, it's tumblr.com/Quinn Hills, right?
That's right. And I'm on Twitter as Redacted Hills as well.
Okay, well, I was going to give people a chance to just absorb each one here real quick. Absorb. Okay.
Great Jorb!
And then that Tumblr link has pics of your cat there, I see at the top.
It's got a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Pics of my cat. Pics of me.
Twitter.com/redactedhills. Here we go. Nola says, thanks for streaming, y'all. F. Joliffe says, photosynthesis. Matthew Lavis says, are we going to raid Cubans? Well, after the Bay of Pigs invasion, we learned that was not a good idea.
Not a good
but
idea.
my friend Cubfan is streaming, so I think we'll raid him. I knew what you meant. Good suggestion. Cubfan's actually the one that did the Bay of Pigs prank on me in HermitCraft Season 5.
That is
Totem
topical.
sheephead, yep.
Yep. So we brought it back around.
Woo!
Woo! In fact, I'm actually wondering if M. Lavis did that purposely. Whoops. / raid Cubfan 135. Okay. And so yeah, we are going to raid Cub. When we get over there, our raid message is, howdy y'all, Joe Hills right here. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do 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 do.
Bye, 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 bye.